All right, you guys, what's going on, you guys? Back at it again. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. How you guys doing? Click that like button, you guys. Share. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I had to turn that off, man. I was streaming on multiple devices and shit. I didn't want to fuck it up, shit. But anyway, thank you guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. This means a whole lot to me. And I want you guys to actually know that. So make sure you guys click that like button, share the video. I really, really appreciate it. We're back on part two of the topic of Coach Red Pill. Coach Red Pill was a very powerful inspiration to myself, a lot of other guys inside the Red Pill community, and also too just people in general, because even there's guys out here who have not taken the red pill. I don't like using the term I'm red pill. Fuck that. No, I don't like doing that, man. No. I like using the term taking the red pill, and that people who have taken it, right, have accepted reality and female nature for what it is. I'm gonna say it again. If you've taken the red pill, right, swallowed it, some medicine, you have actually accepted reality and female nature for what it is. Okay, there's no more Disney, there's no more cartoons, right? There's no more I need to be a nice guy and a good man. And as long as I do that and treat this woman really good, then she's going to reciprocate, treat me good in the West. None of that crap. None. You're not going to get walked on like a floor mat or anything. And this is what Coach Red Pill talked about. He talked about, how us red pillars, us red pillars, what we tend to do is we continuously tend to dig for the truth, all right? When I say red pill, right, I'm not talking about dating coaches. No, I am not talking about guys who are purple pilled, right, and that are married. These guys are moving in with the single mom and shit, right? And they're still taking risks. I'm not talking about those guys. No, let me make that clear. Not the dating coaches, not the pickup artists, not the guys who's moving in with women or single moms, not the guys who's talking about be an alpha male and you need to put whole masculine frame and you need to make over six figures a year. I'm not talking about those pussies. No, absolutely not. I'm talking about the guys who've taken the red pill, accepted the red pill for what it is, what the reality is of today's society and female nature for what it is, and will not tolerate getting pushed over or becoming a pussy. It's just that simple. But let's go back to Coach Red Pill. You know, he's influenced my life a lot. He is, If you guys want to join the stream, make sure you click the link. The link is inside of the chat. The link is inside the chat. Make sure you upload an avatar or a photo to yourself, right? You're more than welcome to join. Those who are watching, thank you. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click the subscribe button. I highly, highly appreciate it. You guys are a big help to me. I appreciate it. And those who return or who is returning, I appreciate you guys streaming live. I'm streaming live from YouTube and on Facebook. So yes, I'm streaming live. So, but anyways, I'm sad that Coach Red Pill handled the situation the way he did. Godzilla Lyra. Look him up, Godzilla Lyra. Okay. This is part two of Coach Red Pill. Who was Coach Red Pill? AKA Godzilla Lyra. All right. I'm disappointed because it was a situation that could have easily been prevented. In his mind, he figured that as long as I stay in Ukraine and keep putting out the truth, the people need to know. But what I said on the last stream, right, this is part two, is that he should have made sure he thought about his family. Okay. He should have thought about his family. He should have thought about his wife. And in the midst of the war getting ready, he should have, I'm telling you this, he should have took his family and him to another country where there's no war going on in Europe. Okay, there's nothing going on in Europe, right? Preferably a NATO country. I don't care what his political affiliation is, just preferably a NATO country. Yeah, because Russia doesn't have any intentions to touch NATO. They don't want to fuck with NATO, man. Come on. They definitely don't want none of that. Okay. NATO, shit. that's a lot of fucking goddamn motherfuckers coming out to one country. NATO will fuck that country up, man. They will fuck Russia up. Okay. But he should have got his family over to from Ukraine, and could have went to Hungary, could have went to Greece, could have went to Romania, but no, he just chose to just stay. I don't know why. I have no idea why. To this day, I do not know why. I don't know. I don't know why he did it. I have no idea. Make sure you guys click the like button and click the subscribe button as you walk in. Thank you. I'm starting to see you guys start piling in. But the point is, what I'm saying about Coach Red Pill is that he actually had a purpose, man, and that was to get the message out there. Remember, when he started the Ukraine war and the Russian war propaganda, man, right? I actually started losing a lot of attraction to his content. Okay, I wasn't attracted to it as much. You understand? That propaganda shit wasn't something I was into. I wasn't. Okay, but when he was Coach Red Pill and was lacing us with female nature game and knowledge, man, and business and money, man, and the different people who to associate with and cut off, man, I was hooked because it applied to my everyday life. To improve myself as a man, to improve myself as a father, improve myself as a person, to think strategically. You understand? All right. He wasn't doing no dumb shit like inviting people on panels. And as you invite the people on the fucking panels, there's like 6 females up here, 4 guys on the bottom or the top. It doesn't matter. And they're just sitting there just arguing and shit. And other people in the audience, they're engaging in this shit because they like the drama. They like to argue. He wasn't doing none of that dumb shit, man, for real. He was just simply just lacing guys with knowledge, everyday knowledge, And he said he made those videos for the purpose of his son. He said he wanted his son, that when his son grows up, right, and he decides to date and grow a business, right, get a job, what have you, right? What do you think happened? He wanted his son to actually know for a fact that not only dad cared about him and loved him, but he wanted his son to know that he's going to protect him. You understand? All right. All right. My boy Jay Line coming in. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? How you doing, man? Let's see if I can add you in here. Boom. What's going on with you, man? How you doing? Turn up your volume and let's do this. How you been, man? Good to see you again, man.
Yo, what's up?
It's been a little bit since we did it on here, man.
Yeah, I think he called me the other day. I think it was the nighttime or something.
I believe so. I'm not for sure. I was wishing people happy New Year's and things like that too, man. Some of them, I was wishing people happy late New Year's, on time New Year's. Hell, shit, I don't know, man. But it's good to see you, man. I'm glad to see you alive and kicking.
Yeah, I talked to you on New Year's Eve and stuff. Yeah, so before New Year, on New Year's Eve.
But I try to hit up Carlos, man, and shit, but he's ignoring a lot of people's phone calls and then on the Facebook group, when the Facebook group, he started shutting down the Facebook group. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be honest. I was wondering, like, damn, do you think he's going through what me and you talked about, man? Like, he actually initiated that shit? I don't know. I'm just saying, I think if he actually initiated that shit, good for him. But I don't know.
Yeah, man. I think. Yeah,
he had a couple streams. He had a couple streams. Did you join them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I could have. I don't know. I think I could have missed them. What's it called? I think he had some stream and reaction video, but I think it was like nobody on there or something like that. But I don't think he had like a channel or something like that. But yeah, man.
I know what you're talking about. He had like two other streams after that where people came and joined. Did you see those? He had like after those, yeah, he had like a couple others where people did join
mm,
and everything. I just sat back, glanced at the
yeah,
screen. I didn't join.
yeah, not in the
Mhm.
not since the New Year. No, I haven't seen them like nothing since the New Year.
Mhm. Yeah, he had
I
like
haven't
two
seen
other
them,
streams, from my
but
understanding. But yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking he just got something personal going on in his life. And he might be one of those people that when he goes through certain things, he'll just shut down from people. You understand? Just fuck it, man.
yeah, yeah,
Some people operate like that. You understand?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
some
Some people need their time. They need their time to away from social media or something like that. But
yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, because
just
I
give them their space. So, but
yeah, because I went to the Facebook groups, and when I went to the Facebook groups, remember I'm one of the moderators, you know, uh the Red Pill travel group. And I noticed he paused that group, and then he paused this other group called Western Men Looking for Better Options. I think it was something like that, and he was talking about getting rid of that group too. But I said, wow, I don't know what happened, So yeah, you know. I didn't know if he was that type to know how to call us up. Hey man, this is what I'm about to do. This is what's going on. No disrespect or whatever. That would have been cool. But hey, like I guess he don't operate like this. So fuck it. You know what I mean? Shit. But no, man. I wanted to talk about tonight, man. On the other channel, on the other video I was talking about was Coach Red Pill. Coach Red Pill was a big time inspiration to myself and many people within the Red Pill community and some of the MGTOW
mhm,
community. The reason I say some of the MGTOW community because he had his disagreements with MGTOW, but a lot of the ideology and a lot of the ways that he taught and thought was very, 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 very fucking similar because he's taking the red pill. Now, granted, he was married or what have you, right? But he was fucking aware of what the fuck was going on. He wasn't stupid. When he was talking about what happened in Chile, you understand? And he was talking about how the United States had put some propaganda inside the newspaper in Chile that it was a poor country and they were hungry and deserted and all this shit. And he was looking at the paper, man. I think it was like USA Today or some shit. And he said, "What do you mean poor or hungry or having wars? I live in Chile. I'm here right fucking now." And he said that's what red pilled
yeah,
him,
yeah,
about fucking the media. You understand? The media put out all types of
yeah,
bullshit
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, they put out a whole bunch of BS, and I think yeah, but like the time is running out for the U.S. and I think I was looking at BGS videos, like the author that
Yeah.
wrote, like, I think it's called the End of Women, and
Mm-hmm.
basically like how all this feminism stuff is backfiring,
Yeah.
and basically like you're not gonna have enough people to uh women are not reproducing, so you're not gonna have, like, you don't start seeing a lot of schools closed. And the thing is, um you can't import, even importing people is not won't work, because um you can't import enough people to replace the thing, because the amount of numbers that you would have to do it is just, it's not we call it it's not feasible. So you know what I'm saying, so they can only import, and they, what I'm saying, they're running out of people to even import and stuff
Sure.
like that. So I think that and even if what do you call it they do,
Mm-hmm.
the women who grew up in here, they're gonna be poisoned. They're gonna be poisoned by the culture too,
I agree.
and then they're gonna be screwed. So
Sure.
it's a wrap, man. So, and I think that it's going to end up destroying itself. So it's like, it's in a sense that it's all a matter of time. So, and you having, like, so many dudes like checking out,
Yeah.
and basically like we have women talking about freezing their eggs and all this type of stuff because they never planned that this stuff would go this far. You know what I'm saying? You got some of these like
Mhm.
even some of these white women talking about like, oh, the feminism stuff went too far and doing all this type of stuff, and they're trying to reverse it,
Mhm.
but they don't know what to do. Huh? So it's basically,
Yeah.
I think the elites kind of want the society to fall. So
I
my thing is, why would they?
I think
Why would they
I
promote
think
this?
some of them are trying to reverse it.
Hmm?
It's a small number.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
very small
yeah, yeah,
significant.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's not like gobs of these bitches are fucking goddamn trying to reverse
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Fuck
You're right. I don't think they can reverse it.
no.
I think it's. I mean, they should have did it like a couple of years back because I think once you open up the Pandora box
Yeah.
and there's no such thing as gender and no gender roles. There's no such thing as a man can be this, a woman
Sure.
can be this, and do all this type of stuff. Once you go that far, then you fluff it up with feminism, then you have this attack
Yeah.
on just being like straight male or something like that. It's just like, and I think that once you do that and you gave them so all, it's like it's hard to
Sure.
reverse all this stuff because like the thing is, this feminism stuff and it's ridiculous, all this type of stuff. You need um the government money, right? You know what I'm saying? You need like a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. But what happens um when it doesn't work? Because if you don't have a male and female dynamic working,
Mhm.
the family structure working, the society falls apart. So like
I agree.
they're basically they basically fund they basically funded their own destruction of society. So and
Yeah,
that's what Western
they
society has
funded their
done.
own fucking they funded their own demise.
Yeah, yeah, and stuff like that. And I think people don't really understand how serious this stuff is. Yeah, and I think that like because I was looking at like where they are paying people to have kids in certain parts in Europe, like Italy, they shows and they closing schools down and all these different types of stuff. So it's kind of like
Mhm.
when you have this radical feminism, then you have all the alphabet stuff going on, the combination of all that
Yeah.
stuff. Um, going on where women trying to compete
With a goddamn
with
man.
men. It was like I remember it was like
They're trying to both compete.
yeah,
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 they're
yeah, it
trying
was
to
like some
both compete with a man and be a man at the same time. That's too much.
yeah, 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 because when you go against the
Yeah.
natural order, man, I don't care how far it goes, that nature gonna come back, man. You can't outdo
No, you
nature,
can't.
man. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
No, you can't.
that biological drive is gonna come in and stuff like that, but all this different type of ideology, you trying to
Sure.
reprogram the natural order and stuff. Oh man, you know, you're going
I
against the
agree.
most
Let
high.
me
You know what I'm
go
saying?
to
It's the most.
yeah,
Huh? All right.
let me go to the chat real quick because I got some guys coming in trying to engage. Uh, Shout out to Sarah Fram. Man, he got some chick in that photo. That's kind of weird, man. But anyway, what's going on with you, Sarah Fram? How you doing, man? Good to see you again, man. And then he also wrote a different one where he said, "We can't deny Coach Red Pill kind of asked for it." Yeah, he did ask for it, man. He did. Coach Red Pill did ask for it, man. He asked for it like a motherfucker, man. Because remember, I told you on the first fucking video, Sir Fram, man, I said it. He should have focused on his family first. Get himself and the family safe, right? But no, he decided, no, I'm going to go ahead and stay. Got caught the first time. Got out of it. He got out of it. That was his fucking hint right there, right? Just go ahead and leave the country. When they released him the first time, that was like hit number two, goddamn it. Hit one was okay, just gotta get the fuck out of here, get my family safe, get me safe, and then we straight. I could set up my YouTube, set up my Patreon, just start, everything, and give everybody a friendly warning on YouTube, on Patreon. Hey man, look, man, check this out. This war is going down. Let me get the family and myself safe. Once they are safe and we cool, and I'm in a country where freedom of speech is fine, then only then I'm gonna go ahead and start back up and continue where I left off. I could, he could have started a brand new channel with Russia and Ukraine, and then continue on with bring back the CRP channel. Man, he could have done that, but he fucking didn't. Um, Sarah Fram also said modern women are walking away. I agree. Modern women are walking. No, I'm sorry. He said walking contradictions. I apologize. Yeah, walking contradictions. Yeah. Shout out to Sarah Fram. Yeah, man. You got a chick on there. I don't know who that chick is, man. I didn't know if you was a dude or a chick for a moment, man, in your avatar, man. But no, man, Coach Red Pill said a lot of this shit that we're talking about, man. A lot of it, man. Coach Red Pill said a lot of the stuff that we are talking about right now. I think Jay Line just stepped out. But Coach Red Pill said a lot of things that we're talking about, man, on how a lot of these chicks out here in the West are more fucking walking contradictions and shit. How men are walking away. And he was saying himself, man, guys, bring your ass to Eastern Europe. He said, look, if you really want for sure a traditional feminine woman, he said right off the gate, he said Southeast Asia is where it's at. I was like, wow. Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia. Now, he didn't say anything about Africa, right? But he did say, man, go as far east as you can. Doesn't matter if it's Africa, right? I would say as far east of Africa as you can. That's just my opinion. The as far east as you can get, the fucking goddamn better of the goddamn globe. Okay, all right. Sarah Fram also said something. He said, "We agree, sir. He should leave with his family when checked the first time." Yes. What did I say? That was like a second time fucking hint. That's all it was a second time hint. The hint was there. Number one, when the war first popped off, I see you, Jay Line. When the war first popped off, right? And there was on the news. It showed all them long ass cars on the highway. They were shitting in buses to pick people up who was trying to leave the country, man. They was like, hey, if you want to leave the country, the time is now. You're welcome to stay, but there's going to be some risk. But we can get you out of here or whatever, right? It's going to take a while, right? When they were sitting, matter of fact, here, let's keep it a buck. Remember Sarah Fram when they were, and Sarah Fram, you're in Europe. Don't you remember when they were sending hella people over to Poland? That was his time right there. When they were sending a lot of people to Poland, man, that was his time right there, man. That was his golden ticket. But he decided otherwise. Remember, his wife and kids was at one side of the country, and then he was at another part of the country, several kilometers away. He was in Kharkiv, right? And I believe his wife and then was in Kiev, right? I believe so, okay? They were like so far away from each other, it was crazy, you know? All right? It's either that or they were like at the edge of Crimea or some shit like that, you know? But all I know is they was in two parts of the country. The wife kept calling them, baby, come back home. And the children are scared. We need you. And he said, no, I got to ride it out here. And he stood there and wrote it out. And when he wrote it out, he got caught that first time, which we talked about. They released him. They did release him. He went back, did it all over again. When they caught him the second time, yeah, it was a wrap, man. It was a wrap. When they released his ass, that should have been his hint. But no, my thing is this. Make sure my fucking family, my kids, man, the people who's going to live on my generation, they are safe first. Once they are safe and my ass is safe too, then I would have continued with social media and all that other shit. But yeah, shout out to Sarah Fram. Sarah Fram is on the road tonight. Thank you guys for coming in. Make sure you click that like button. Make sure you click the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. To all my red pillars and my MGTOW men and my passport bros, man, I appreciate you guys coming in. Sarah Fram saying, I'm an old MGTOW monk living in Europe, man. Hey, that's just how it's got to be. Hey, look, we got Jay Line here, okay? This man is like, I was just telling him the other night, this man is damn near like a borderline number 3 MGTOW, man, level 3 monk, okay? When I say this man checked all the way out, this motherfucker, man, started joining other churches, man, overseas, wearing their clothes. Hey, J-Line, tell him, man, you got a different league of friends. You don't even got friends. I don't think you got really friends out here, do you, J-Line? Am I lying? J-Line, are you with us? I don't know. Hopefully, you got his volume. Turn up your volume, J-Line. Can you hear me? J-Line, every time he always have volume issue. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Are you back?
Yo.
Okay, got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sheriff Fran
yeah,
was
man.
talking about how he's an old MGTOW muck living in Europe, man, or whatever. He's going through the fuckery too. And I was bragging about you, said, man, how J Line, you checked completely out what, years ago?
Yeah, man. So it's yeah, you gotta leave the culture, man. So you know, yeah,
You
man.
checked
So
out of what you call the Babylon plantation years ago, right? Many moons ago, right?
yep, yep.
Many.
That's what you gotta do. Check out the Babylon, the Western Babylon plantation, man. So
I like the name he gave it,
so
man. Babylon as country.
yeah. So it's not just yeah. So it's not just the U.S., Canada, like it's like the West in general, man.
Yeah,
It's the Babylon plantation. So
that's all
yeah,
it is.
man. I think that yeah. So it's yeah, it's on its way. It's on its way down, and I think that guys so and I think it has become an unnatural environment, right? So I think that it's the male and female, that dynamic, especially in the West, is become unnatural in any culture that adopted that stuff, like any like the hyper materialistic, individualistic, or any of this type of elements, that they adopted. You know what I'm saying? Because even like I think South Korea or something like that is having all these type of issues too. But but they try to
Mm-hmm.
pattern their structure, right? They try to
Yeah.
pound their structure off the West. You know what I'm saying? Even though the culture is different and it's like it's more of a society, but they adopted some of those those ideology, and like when you have this we call it a hyper capitalistic society and stuff like that. um it kind of creates that there's an conducive environment for like a family structure. So when you have that um very very materialistic type of society, it creates all this stuff. The women want to work, and I mean, where it's like, oh yeah, my career money, I got to play the game and all this type of stuff,
Yes.
and like you know
Yeah.
um and so that type of stuff, it creates a disharmony. So, and I think that so basically, that structure work for humans and stuff like
No, the
that.
fuck
So
it doesn't.
we,
No, the fuck it doesn't.
if
Yeah,
it
it
was,
won't.
if
It
it was
won't work.
working, we wouldn't be having these problems. We wouldn't be having these problems. And I think that yeah, you see that most of the time is like the ones that are having these are usually these very hyper economic places, like you have like Europe, South Korea, having these dog
Yeah.
um problems and stuff like that. Like Eastern Europe is not as bad because it's a little bit more conservative. It's a little bit more. It's not as industrialized as rest of the Western Europe or something like that. So it's kind of like it's kind of in between. So and then you have Southeast Asia and stuff like that. It's not like up to the level that Korea is, or Japan and stuff like that. So and
Sure.
you have these different places. So you don't see them. You don't see these problems there. So um yeah, and
Sure.
I think
I'm
China was
a
having the same. I think China was having the problems too, but they start like saying, oh, we want the men to be masculine, and they start having all these what do you call it, is um campaigns, to fight against this stuff. So China is starting to see all this type of problems with the one female child policy. Now they're trying to correct
Yeah,
that. Now
yeah,
the
they
guys
pushed
are
it.
trying.
I think it's two now. I think it's like two. I think it's like two children they can have now. For a long time, it was
Hmm.
like one. Now they like capped it off at like fucking two. Yeah, they were just busting nuts, man, left and right, and just having kids. Like fuck it, just like the United States. It was like fuck it.
Hmm. So yeah,
It's it's sad, but
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, but listen,
that is.
I got a video I want to share. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna periodically share some videos of Coach Red Pill. Okay, just some quick videos, right, of my favorites. Right, you guys are welcome to chime in at any time. This other one, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to share the video, and then I'm gonna play a few videos, right, just little short excerpts from the videos, right, because I really, really admire this guy, man. He really changed my life. I'm really hurt that he has actually passed away. Remember, he died of pneumonia inside of the prison, from my understanding. Okay, he had pneumonia. I found he got pneumonia about a week and a half ago, and then after that, then yeah, I'm gonna probably share some videos if I can. Some of the other channels that I've been listening to and paying attention to that gave me the news. Maybe I should start with that first, then go to some of his videos. So what I'm gonna do is let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can do that real quick. But anyways, and then for the rest of you guys that's on here, make sure you click that like button, share the video. I really appreciate it, and smash the subscribe button. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I see you guys in here. I got another message from Sarah Fram. Sarah Fram said, "Are you aware that the Department of U.S. Home Security declared MGTOW, the Manosphere, as a terrorist movement?" Yes, yes. Not only a terrorist movement, they called us incels. They called us guys who can't get a date or can't get pussy. They called us all types of shit, man. We were called all types of motherfucking shit, man. We was called the people of the people, man, who were just sneaky and conniving, wherever you right. All because of the simple fact that we wanted to just go our own way, do our own thing. You understand? And that's just what it was, man. And a lot of the red pillars, us red pillars, we just took things for what it was. But a lot of people got pissed off that we didn't, continue the Walt Disney dream. They got really pissed off at it. I think Jay Lyon got logged off. I don't know what happened. Probably had to answer a phone call or something. I don't know. Um, Sarah Fram also said Gonzalo Lira was left for dead and not fed, of course. But also, too, if you've seen it, too, he said he got beaten the shit of out of there, man. He got beaten the living shit of out of there, man. So I was like really disappointed, man. Really, 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 really disappointed. So I'm gonna see if I can play this last video that he had, man, and then hopefully you guys can actually kind of give a little bit of clarity. This is the last video that I have seen, and then I'm gonna play some of the classics that I actually like, and then I'm gonna see if I can play some other ones. I'm gonna play some short excerpts from there. Let me see. Boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see that. I can see it. You guys can see it. Everybody can see it. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna play this last video. Hopefully,
1968. Gonzalo Lira, 1968, one word altogether. And in that, I discuss what has happened to me over the past 3 months in some detail. I also include the indictment against me that I'm going to be tried on. I'm going to be tried on Wednesday, August 2nd, the day after tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I posted both the original Ukraine language version and the translation. The translation was by the court-appointed translator, so I have no idea if it's accurate or not. Those of you who speak Ukraine will be able to give a better sense as to whether that translation is accurate, but that's besides the point. I put up the entire indictment in both the original and the translation so that you can see exactly what I was charged with and imprisoned for. Now, the charges are very serious because the penalty is 5 to 8 years in a prison labor camp. I'm 55 years old, and some of you may know I have a fairly serious heart condition. I'm not going to survive 5 to 8 years. And I've already been told by people who would know that I will be found guilty. And because of circumstances, it would be convenient for me to serve out that sentence, for me to basically disappear. Disappear in a prison labor camp and, potentially die there. Either naturally or unnaturally, as the case may be. Now, in the tweet thread, I go into more or less what happened. I composed that tweet thread last night. It took me 2 hours to do it because there was a lot of information and, keeping it to 25 tweets, it's tough. But anyway, the upshot is that I was accused of being a pro-Russian propagandist, basically, cut through the legalese, it was basically that. I was also accused of denying the Russian invasion, which is laughable. I've always said that the Russians invaded. It's self-evident, I never denied that fact. They said that I was justifying this invasion that was unprovoked, and of course, we all know that it was provoked. It didn't come out of the blue. It wasn't that the Russians one day decided, hey, let's just invade Ukraine. No, it was provoked, and I gave a very detailed explanation as to why it was provoked in a video that really chapped the ass of the prosecutor's office, apparently. The video of mine called Ukraine a Primer, which of course goes into the backstory and the history of relations between these two countries.
And see, what I was trying to tell you guys is that, man, when he started getting into the Ukraine and the Russian war and just started talking about it, especially, man, and here, let me just keep it up. You can't remain in a country, talk a lot of shit about their ass, right? And expect them not to retaliate in some type of way. Okay. I'm not saying that they were wrong or right. Okay. But what I am saying is that I'm not going to sit here in the United States, right? See them struggling in the war, put out this propaganda and say, oh, they fucking us up, man, and they shitting on us, we about to lose or what have you. And then I got freedom of speech and all this shit, man, and then expect nothing to happen to me. Dog, you're going to have some people who really love and care about their country, man. They're going to retaliate in some type of way. That's just how it is, just like the shit with January 6th, when Trump led that shit, man, you thought that he was just going to go ahead though, man, and lead that shit and then expect zero results, come on, if you took a really good physics class, man, you would always know, man, for every action, there's a reaction, man. RIP to Coach Red Pill. Let me go ahead and go to the chat here. I got my boy here, Rusty Rivers. What's up, boy? How you been, man? He said, good evening, gentlemen. RIP CRP. He will be missed. Yes, Coach Red Pill will be missed. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm hurt right now because he was an inspiration to myself. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have just started this little bit of YouTube channel, right? Guys like him, guys like Gone with John, man, you know, Sandman MGTOW, man, things like that, man. The Passport Bros, these guys are all inspiring me. You guys in the chat, you guys inspire me to put out videos like this. Do I put them out often? No, I don't. Not often enough. Maybe I should. But the point is, you guys are inspiring me, man. You understand, you know, and I'm really happy that there's really good people out there who's went through similar bullshit that I've been through and many others have, man, across the United States matrix and Canadian matrix, the United Kingdom, and all parts of Western Europe, man. So shout out to you guys out there and you guys watching the stream. And whoever's watching the stream, make sure you click the like button, press the subscribe all button. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sarah Fram says, man, Brother Rusty. That's it. Yeah, that's Brother Rusty, right? Rusty says, hey, Sarah Fram. Yeah, I was like, hey, I was wondering if Sarah Fram was a real dude or a chick. He got a chick on his avatar, man. To right now, I don't know if it's a chick acting like a dude. I don't know. Shit. You know I gotta fuck with you, Sarah Fram. All right. And then we got Sarah Fram. He said, only the USA have the First Amendment, freedom of speech. And that's a possibility, but other countries, they have their own version of freedom of speech. It might be freedom of speech, but with limitations. You understand? It might be freedom of speech, but to a certain degree. You understand? But like I said, you can't be an American in another country and expect to get American treatment or United States treatment. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm going to say it again. Leave your American way of thinking when you go to another country at the goddamn airport. You need to leave that shit there, man. They got their own rules and their own laws, man. You got to come off humble. And Coach Red Pill, he's a United States citizen and also too a citizen of Chile. You understand? So this is something to also take into account. And then also too, Rusty also says Sarah Fram is solid. Yes, he is a very solid person, or she is a solid person. So yeah, who knows, man? Who knows, man? Let me go ahead and go back and replay this.
And why they wound up going to war as they are currently embroiled in. So anyway, the point is, I'm going to be found guilty. And because of things that happened, corruption and extortion that happened in prison against me, I will be found guilty. I will not get a suspended sentence. I will have to serve out my term and likely die in this prison labor camp. Shit. Sorry, hang on. Sorry about that. I don't have 3.
I got to give him time to light his cigarette. For you guys who just stepped in, the name of the stream is Part 2. Who is Coach Red Pill? I want you guys to know, man, Coach Red Pill was an inspiration to me and many people inside of the manosphere in the Red Pill community. So I just want you guys to know that. You understand that? He was a fucking inspiration. He was the shit. You know, I'm still hurt that he passed away the way he did, but I'm still deeper hurt on why did he get on the fucking Russia topic and the Ukraine topic while being in Ukraine. It still boggles the fuck out of me to this damn day. Sarah Fram, he made a comment, said XY confirmed since 53 years. I don't know what XY mean, but okay, gotcha. But yeah, man, it's really fucking sad, man. But yeah, man. Anyway, Coach Red Pill actually got done lighting a cigarette. He's going in more detail.
3 hands. Anyway, so realizing that my court date is the day after tomorrow, and realizing some other information that was quite strange, I was granted bail after innumerable hurdles, because when I was originally arrested, I was nominally supposed to get a lawyer, have access to a lawyer, be able to call my loved ones and arrange for bail. Now, insofar as lawyers, I have lawyers up the wazoo. Insofar as loved ones, not as many as lawyers, but I have quite a few that I care about very deeply, most especially my small children. For those of you who don't know, I have 2 children. Veronica, who is 10, she just turned 10. She turned 10 while I was in prison. And my son, Ramon, who is 8. And of course, I wanted to talk to them, but I was not allowed to speak to them during the entirety of my stay in prison. And of course, I wasn't allowed to post bail, even though I had the means to post bail. Now, let me explain that situation, which was very interesting. You see, nominally, on the first day that I was arrested, I could have posted bail. But I was not given the opportunity to do so, to contact the people who would have the cash available to post my bail. And it wasn't that much, it was $11,000, which I don't want to sound arrogant. $11,000 is quite a bit of money for most people. I am blessed by the good fortune of having the means to put together that kind of money at a moment's notice. And so I could have posted bail on the very first day, but the authorities simply didn't allow me to do it, even though they said I could. Now, I was imprisoned briefly for 2 nights. I was in interrogatory prison number 1, that's the name of it. And then after that, I spent the remaining 9 weeks, exactly 9 weeks, in CISO prison, which is also an investigative prison. And that is a prison where individuals who have been accused of a crime are held while their case is investigated by either the police or the SBU who has arrested them. The SBU, for those of you who don't know, is the State Security Services of Ukraine. They are basically the descendants of the KGB, okay? So anyway, I wasn't allowed to post bail, and it was only through fairly heroic measures and a lot of pressure, political pressure from the government of Chile and apparently the State Department as well, because they didn't seem to like the fact that I wasn't being allowed to post bail. I spoke with representatives of the U.S. Embassy 3 times during the 9 weeks I was there. They just gave me bromides. They made no effort to pull me out, you know. I mean, if only I'd been a black lesbian druggie or a transgender grifter, then maybe they would have done something. Well, no, if I'd been one of those 2 things, I would have been out instantly, but of course.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. He's talking about that Brittany Gritter shit. What did I tell you, man? They still got a white man over there, man, in Russia. Okay, stuck. Brittany Gritter, right? When they found out that she was black and a woman, right? What do you think happened? They got her ass out real quick. Comes to a dude, fuck you. This is how the country is designed, you guys. This is the United States. This is what they think. Let's focus on the women and the children and fuck the men. You understand? This is how they think, right? The men can fend for themselves. It's crazy how they operate, man. They don't look at it as he's a citizen. We got to do everything in our power to get out of here. It's like he's a man, he can fend for himself. It is a fucking sad psychology they got out there. But this is how they operate. This is how they operate. And this is what happened with Coach Red Pill. It's sad, but it's real. Let's play the video.
Since I'm not, and since a couple of people who would know have told me that Vicky Newland actually knows about me and hates my guts. So there you go. So anyway, the point is, there was the appearance of unfairness, so eventually I was allowed to post bail. But the bail conditions were very interesting because I had to surrender my passports. I had to wear an electronic monitor. I wasn't allowed to leave the city of Kharkov or the country. And they also confiscated, of course, all of my computers, my iPad, my iPhone, They also confiscated about $9,000 that I had as emergency cash, the kind of cash you have around just in case of anything. Well, they confiscated that, and they confiscated a bunch of my documents, specifically my driver's license, my Chilean identity card, and the registration cards for my motorcycles. I don't own a car, by the way. And so I was told in no uncertain terms that I had to stay in Kharkov and not leave the city under any circumstances, and of course not leave the country. And I would get this ankle monitor, and I would have to surrender my passports. But when I posted bail and was released, my passports were returned to me, a kind of ankle monitor. And a few days later, I went to the SBU offices of the investigator who had, investigated my case, and he returned my driver's license, my Chilean ID card, and my registration documents for my motorcycles. As you can see, there's my bike. I don't know if you can see it properly. There you go.
For you guys who are coming in, these are the last YouTube words from my understanding of Coach Red Pill, aka Gonzilla Lira. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, press the subscribe button to this channel. This is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. We're on the topic of who is Coach Red Pill, aka Gonzilla Lira. You understand? We're talking about the passing of him and also a lot of the memories of him and what he truly has brought. You understand? How it's changed my life and influenced a lot of us other YouTubers and people inside of the Red Pill community. So click the like button, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Also share it. Share the channel link. Also, too, the link is inside of the description, you guys. For CRP Archive channel. You guys can also join the stream. I got the link posted inside of the chat. If you guys want to join, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Anyways, though, without further ado, let me continue to play this video.
Now, last year, I was detained by the SBU, also for videos that were very critical of what was going on. And they investigated me because they thought, curiously enough, that I was some sort of Russian agent. Okay, of course, I'm not a Russian agent, And I'm just a regular guy living in Ukraine who saw what was happening, was horrified by this war, and thought that the only solution was to sue for peace because it's inevitable. Because if a man such as myself, 55 years old, 83 kilos, not in the best of shape, gets in the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime, I mean, we know how it's going to end, right? Yeah, that was pretty much the situation insofar as the Ukraine and Russian conflict is concerned. And perhaps I did not emphasize this enough in my videos, but the purpose of my videos was to point out how horrifying the war was, how detrimental to the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian nation it was, and the only solution was to find a peace settlement of some sort, of any sort, to prevent the complete destruction of the Ukrainian nation and the Ukrainian people. Well, that happened. About a third of the population of Ukraine has left the country. 20% of it is controlled and will be annexed by the Russians, and there's no doubt in my mind that they intend to capture much more territory of the Ukraine nation, probably up to the Dnieper River, and take everything east of it, and that will include Odessa, of course, and Ukraine will be broken. It's inevitable at this point, unfortunately. But anyway, the point that I wanted to make is that last year I was detained. I was investigated to see if I was a Russian agent. They realized I wasn't. And I was let go. But I was told in no uncertain terms that I could not leave the city or the country while my case was investigated. And me being a very law-abiding citizen, because the extent of my criminal career up to this point was that in New York City in the year 2000, I was living in Lower Manhattan, and I had a dog, and I would walk the dog without a leash. Time I got a ticket, $50, which that's the extent of my law-breaking career. I'm very much a person who believes in civil society and following the rules and following the law. And so I was told that I couldn't leave the country, I couldn't leave the city even, which I wanted to because I wanted to be near my family. So I was a good boy. Later in prison, in CISO, I told this to some of the other prisoners there, because they're not inmates, because none of them have been convicted. Their cases are all being investigated, and some of these investigations take years, plural. Okay, one man I knew had been there for, as he said very proudly, 3 years and 3 months. Another had been there 6 years. Because what they do is that they arrest you and charge you, and they start their investigation, and they'll get around to the investigation when they get around to it. So a lot of times people just sit there forever. And that's basically the justice system in Ukraine. So anyway, the point is that my case was expedited. Prisoners couldn't believe that my case was investigated in a month, exactly a month. By the 31st of May, they had complete investigation of me being the evil Russian propaganda. The indictment was drawn up, which, as I said, you can read on Twitter and the thread that I posted at the same time that I'm posting this video. And where was I? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, when I was in prison, and I told the other prisoners how I'd been detained in April of 22 and told in no uncertain terms not to leave the country, the prisoners laughed. And they said, "You idiot. They were leaving the door open for you to leave. They wanted you to leave."
I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, Sarah Fran, what did I tell you? And Rusty, I hope y'all paying attention in the chat. What did we say earlier? What did I say? I wasn't bullshitting. I said the door was wide open. He should have caught on to hint number fucking 2. When they caught his ass, when they caught him, and then they released him, that was the time right there to get the fuck out the country. That was the time. That was the time, man. They caught him, kept him temporary for a very short time, not months, very short time, man. And what the fuck happened, man? What do you think happened? He decided to stay. And you got your family out here, man, crying, man, sad. You got 2 kids, man. We want daddy, man. He should have sat up there and made sure that his family was safe first. Made sure the family was safe first, right? And he was safe first, too, in a whole nother country, right? Man, look, my ass, I would have been in that long-ass Ukraine highway line. For real. Getting bussed over once I get over there to Poland, I'm straight. Now I could go to another country if I need to, if I'm not happy with Poland. You understand? I mean, that's just what it is. Because, like I said, Russia is not trying to touch NATO. They better not touch NATO, man. Come on, NATO? I'm just saying they do not want to fuck with NATO, man. That's a lot of countries that will fuck, man. NATO will fuck Russia up, okay? That's a lot of countries, man, okay? Russia may got the most nukes, man. But together, man, multiple countries, you got to put multiple countries' nukes together. Shit. Or whatever, right? But nobody want no nuclear war. Fuck no, man. For real, you don't want to destroy civilizations. Fuck that, man. Let me go to the chat. My boy Sarah Fram said, "Stay alive. Des can testify." Of course. And he also states that sometimes not obeying the law saves your lives. Yes, in some cases it does. But in this particular case, we kind of see where it led him to. You understand? It led to a demise that a lot of us are disappointed about. So, yeah, RIP Coach Red Pill. And those you guys who are watching, click the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. It's not going to cost you any money to press the subscribe all button. and also click the like button. It's not going to cost you no bread or nothing, right? It won't even cost, if you got food stamps or EBT, it's not going to cost you that either, okay? I'm not asking for your tax returns or your job. Just press the subscribe, press the like button. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys on Facebook, especially you guys are my new guests who are actually coming in, because I'm streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. So anyway, naming this topic is Who is Coach Red Pill? Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you too, Sarah Fran, man. You are the God honest truth, man. I appreciate it, man. You are a big help, man. He said, hit that like button, man. You see that? You guys hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, man. I'm trying to get these subs up, man. You guys been doing a great job. I appreciate it, man. You guys participating in the stream. Let's go back to this video. You guys see I'm kind of playing with the software a little bit, switching screens and shit. So I'm still learning. We'll see.
Less hassle for them. And me, of course, retrospectively, it's obvious. But at the time, I said, no, I can't do anything. They're telling me to stay, so I must stay, like an idiot. That's simple as that. So anyway, insofar as my current, status of being out on bail, and the judge was very clear that it was very explicit. I couldn't leave the city, I couldn't leave the country, and I had to surrender my passports. I have two, the American and Chilean. And of course, they also confiscated these documents for my transportation.
Now, you see what I was talking about, man? What Elon Musk said? What did Elon Musk say? What did Tucker Carlson say? We got a United States citizen over in the Ukraine prison, okay? We got a problem if you keeping a United States citizen in the Ukraine prison, man. After we done sent billions of dollars over there and weapons, man. Not just the United States, but NATO, too, man. All the countries, too, man. For real. I believe personally that a lot of the president, right, and Secretary of State and all this shit, man, they didn't know this man was over there. You understand? They're more focused on just giving money and then other bullshit that was going on over here in the Matrix and shit like that, man, for real. And, and Zelensky, he didn't even know he was in there, for real. They were focused on bigger things, for real. But it's crazy. I'm glad that Elon Musk at least mentioned it and Tucker Carlson at least brought it to their attention. But apparently the message didn't get to the right person. You understand? The message didn't get to the right person, so at least he can get relocated to a country, him and his family. You understand? Hey, we understand you're talking shit about us, man. Sorry, man, you can't be here. This is what we're willing to do. We're willing to relocate you and your family, man. But you can't be here. You got to bounce, man. You're doing too much of this, I'm something. You understand? I don't know, man. Click the like button and the subscribe button. Let's replay the video and continue the last part before I play another one.
And yet, when I was released on bail, they gave me all the stuff back. They didn't put the electronic monitor, and they allowed me to keep my passports. And what's more,
wow, man. And then he cut the video off right there, man. He cut that video off right there, man. So, it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is, man. I'm really, really disappointed, man, that was his actual last video, man. Like he actually that was the last video. Now, I started finding out, other videos, man, about the man, that was coming out, man, like left and right. You understand? Left and right, man. There was like a lot of videos that was coming out, man. Left and right about him, man. People mentioning his death and things like that, man. For real. It was crazy, but it's real, man. A lot of people are like sad, man. A lot of people are disappointed, So yeah. I just found another one, man. I think this one's 57 seconds. Let me see. I'm just trying to find some other ones, man, that really hit on the money, that really, here we go. Yeah. this gentleman right here has really good content. I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen of this particular person. This person has some really good videos, but he's gonna go ahead and remember, I'm gonna just do briefings of some of these and kind of skip through them, and then jump to some other stuff. Okay. So let's see here, man. Wow, this is like really. This is a sad day, man. This is a sad day. If a lot of you guys are Coach Red Pill's subscribers and fans, man, yeah, man, it's really messed up, man. But it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is, you guys. So again, but make sure you guys click that like button, man. I really appreciate it, man. This means a lot to me, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna play this gentleman. He's gonna update us on him dying, his family's announcement, and the torture. Okay, what happened in the Ukraine prison.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Sad news and dangerous news. Gonzalo Lira is dead, and his family said that he died in a prison, in a Ukrainian prison. They also say that he was tortured, and therefore he died. Sad news, but in times of this kind, telling the truth is a revolutionary act, it seems, right? George Orwell. So I have this article from Russia Today, and I will go over it, and we're going to discuss dangerous news, dangerous situation for people who have an opinion or say, things out loud. Now, I don't infer, because I don't know exactly what happened, that the Ukrainians did something to him. But imagine if Whalen or Brittany Griner, the basketball player, or Gershkovich,
Yeah,
would perish in a Russian prison. Or, oy vey, even if Navalny, the so-called Putin's critic, Putin's opposition leader, he would perish. He's still alive in a Russian penitentiary. So let's look over this article right here. It is from today, the 12th of January, 2024.
listen up.
5:54 p.m.
Listen
Russia
up.
Today. U.S. journalist jailed and tortured by Ukraine has died. This is Gonzalo Lira, and I'm going to read the subtitle. Gonzalo Lira's relatives have blamed his death on Washington and Kiev. So here he is. Let me just make it a little bit bigger here. All right. So this person is a 55-year-old man who went to Ukraine and started reporting from there. He had at least one channel that I know of on YouTube. From time to time, I, checked him out. Not many times, but nevertheless, he was arrested, released, arrested again, and then released again. Supposedly he had to show up in court, and now I haven't heard from him, not personally, but any news about him for about, 1 or 2 months, more than that. These guys arrested him, and they did probably something bad. Now remember, if these guys would be the Russians or anybody else, the Americans, remember, this is a American citizen, okay? Is not a, Chinese or something that these guys pretend that they close their eyes. So let's go back to the article. Chilean-American blogger Gonzalo Lira has died in a Ukrainian prison, his family said on Friday. Lira, 55 at the time of his death, lived in Kharkov and blogged as Coach Red Pill, but switched to YouTube commentary after the conflict with Russia escalated in February 2022. He was arrested by the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, last May and accused of discrediting the Ukrainian leadership and the military. So let's see where that Kharkiv is located, shall we? And here's the map of Ukraine. Kharkiv is right here in the east, right here. That's Kharkov or Kharkiv. This is where he lived for a while, in this area here. Located, shall we? And here's the map of Ukraine. Kharkiv is right here in the east, right here. That's Kharkov or Kharkiv. This is where he lived. For a while, in this area here. And here's the map of Ukraine. Kharkiv is right here in the east, right here. That's Kharkov or Kharkiv. This is where he lived for a while, in this area here. And I'm quoting, "I cannot accept the way my son has died. He was tortured, extorted, incommunicado for 8 months and 11 days, and the US Embassy did nothing to help my son. The responsibility of this tragedy is the dictator Zelensky with the concurrence of a senile American president, Joe Biden," end quote. His father, Gonzalo Lira Sr., wrote in a note published by the Gray Zone. Lira Sr. also reached out to ex-host Tucker Carlson, confirming the death of his son in custody. He had spoken to Carlson about the case in early December. Lira resurfaced from custody in late July with a series of posts revealing his torture in jail and attempts by the SBU to extort him for money. He said he was trying to flee to Hungary and seek asylum. "Either," and I'm quoting, "either I'll cross the border and make it to safety, or I'll be disappeared by the Kiev regime," he wrote in his last public message. 2 days later, a source confirmed to Russia Today that Lira has been caught and imprisoned by Ukrainian authorities. According to a handwritten note Lira's sister received on January 4th, provided to the Gray Zone by her father, Gonzalo Lira Jr., had served health problems caused by pneumonia and collapsed lung, which began in mid-October. Ukrainian prison authorities only acknowledged the issue on December 22 and stated he would undergo surgery. And this is the note right here, if you care to read it. Okay, pneumonia and all that. Following his father's appearance on Carlson's show, ex-owner Elon Musk personally inquired about Lira's case with both U.S. President pneumonia and...
I want to see what this letter says a little bit, man. I want to peek at this letter. And it says, I have double pneumonia in both lungs, as well as, it says, something thorax, and a very severe case of edema, I believe, swelling of the body. Now, this started in mid-October, but was ignored by, I'm just reading this carefully, you guys. They only admitted I had pneumonia at December 22nd. You understand? So from mid-October to December, they went all the way that long. Okay. That was at the December 22nd hearing, according to here. I'm about to have a procedure to reduce the edema pressure in my lungs, which is causing me extreme shortness of breath to the point of pissing out after. I think this says pissing. Correct me if I'm wrong. After, I think, minimal activity or even just talking for 2 minutes. Wow. That was a fucking bombshell, man. I had to read that letter, man. Now, remember, I'm not the best reader when it comes to handwriting, but I did my best, you guys. So, you guys let me know inside the chat, man, if I did okay as far as reading that, man. I wanted to read that letter because when somebody really writes something, man, versus someone emailing something, in my opinion, it's more sentimental, it's more valuable, and it's more personable. It lets you know that person took the time out and did it, and they're dead ass serious about what they're doing, man. That's just my opinion. I'm old school. You understand? So anyway, Sarah Fram, he actually made a statement again. And let's see what this gentleman said. Okay, he's already said that. I remember that one. And then he also said, it seems like they don't want us to talk about that. No sound and frozen screen. Yeah, we're supposed to stay quiet about this shit, man. We're supposed to stay quiet about this shit, man. We're supposed to stay quiet, not say nothing. This is a letter, from my understanding, to his sister, man. Like, this is some sad shit, man. Like, wow. Or this is him saying giving a message to somebody to tell his sister. Wow, this is some really, really powerful shit, you guys. Let's play the video.
All that. Following his father's appearance on Carson's show, ex-owner Elon Musk personally inquired about Lira's case with both US President Joe Biden and Ukrainian leader Zelensky, apparently to no effect. Lira was a national of both US and Chile. That means he was a US citizen. According to his thread from last July, the Chilean embassy in Kiev at least tried to help him, while the US mission gave him only empty promises, end quote. Lira suggested that this was because Victoria Nuland, currently the acting deputy to Secretary of State Antony Blinken, hated him personally. Well, what do you think? Is it possible? Yes, very possible. Probable? Yeah, very probable. Remember, the Ukrainians, the SBU, killed other two media personalities. One, remember the blogger in St. Petersburg, blown that cafe out. And then the other one was Daria Dugina, the daughter of Alexander Dugin, blown up in Moscow. And these guys celebrated. And the mass media in the West kept its mouth shut. Why? Because it was not them. That's why. Seems like, what is this? What world are we living? The same one. It's just that these things are going to be appearing more often to our attention. Now, he was a blogger. What did he do? He was arrested and imprisoned and tortured, according to his relatives and he himself.
Wow.
Now, am I a blogger? Now, it's okay. We don't care about this. We knew beforehand that things like this could happen. Unfortunately, he was right over there. I don't think these guys are going to pull a Mossad job on us and come over and kidnap us and take us to Kiev. And besides, I don't think we are, some of us, at least I can speak in my name, that important. But if I am, here's the badge right here. Why? Because I'm telling the truth the way I see it. Now, if some people come and point to me that, hey, you might be wrong here, I'm going to look into it. And if I see that I can adjust the angle, because yes, that's right, I missed that one, I will do it. But do you deserve to die like that, like a dog? And now let's go to the US administration. What kind of people are these?
I'll tell you what type of people they are. People who only care about women, okay? Women and themselves. That's pretty much it, okay? That's what type of people that we're fucking dealing with, okay? All right. And you said it right, man. He didn't have to die like a fucking dog, man. It's real shit, man. Sarah Frim said, man, what did he say? You're back. Continue, please. Yeah. I'm switching screens, have a habit of going back and forth. So yeah, man. Thank you though, man. My boy, man, Rusty said, man, Victoria Nuland, under Secretary of Political Affairs of the Biden administration, knew he was there. Zelensky knew he was there. They all wanted him gone. He was exposing the truth. Okay, so, and that's another plot twist that I personally didn't know. So you're saying that pretty much they both knew. They just wanted him to die in there? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not saying they did or didn't. I'm kind of on the fence, I was under the impression that, hey, it didn't get to the appropriate person, man, enough to actually know, man, for real. Because I don't know. I think if Zelensky actually knew that motherfucker was in there, man, and someone would have known, that shit would have went public, man. That shit would have went real public, man. I mean, for real. That's just my opinion, man. It would have went like aggressively public, man. For real. I think it went so goddamn public, man. Other countries would have been talking about that shit, man, and posting it like way more aggressively. Hell, even that channel, First Post I listened to, shout out to them, First Post, right? That's a big, they 3 million strong on that channel, man. 3 million subs strong, man. They would have been talking about that shit, man. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But the United States, man, they control a lot of the media and a lot of the propaganda that does and does not want to come out. So that's what I'm on the fence. You could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. So who knows though, man. But thank you for your opinion. I appreciate that, Rusty. Rusty also said CRP was talking about the U.S. biolab right on Russia border in Ukraine. Wow. If you were paying attention to his Ukraine and Russia conversations, right, you might be right. Me personally, I was more focused on this older stuff on CRP archives. You understand? That's what I was focused on. Shit. I didn't want to get in the middle of that shit, man. For real, because that was something I wasn't interested in. I was more interested in his health and his safety, his well-being, and I wanted him to go back to the other content, man. All right. Rusty also said, during that time, we all were being told Ukraine was winning. CRP was reporting otherwise. Yeah, of course, because you got to look at it this way. They're looking at it as, man, here this motherfucker goes talking shit about our country, okay? We got to do something about it, man. He's talking bad about us, man, and you see us struggling in this war. We're trying to win, but goddamn, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's the consequences that he had, man. It's fucked up consequences, but yeah, it cost him his freedom, and then it cost him his life in return. Was it worth it? Not necessarily, But hell, like I always tell you guys, even with the passport bros, you can never, ever beat that boots on the ground experience, man. Nobody on earth can actually beat actual real boots on the ground experience, So it's real. Let's play the video.
Now, let's say you travel to Europe and these guys abduct you over there. What certainty you have that they will not let you rotten in prison like Waylon is doing right now? Remember him? And he was supposed to be exchanged with Brittany Griner, the basketball hoop. She was taken with the Merchant of Death, Victor Baud. Ooh. And he's still there. He was a Marine. She wasn't. She was a basketball player with a wife, and so on. What can you do? And more and more and more. My friends. And he's still over there. And then we get Gerkovich. I'm not going to infer anything, but, I'm predicting that Gerkovich will get out. Because Gerkovich is the same as Nuland, is the same as Zelensky Stein, the same as Blinken, the same you know. Anyway, you know what I mean. So here he is, dead. Now, people who might be criticizing or telling the truth, what should they think about this? Your government doesn't care. Seems to me. Secondly, those guys with impunity killed this guy. Now, if this would have happened in Russia, I don't want to hear again, ever again, any of you or any of these guys saying, oh, Putin kills his critics, they die in prison or in mysterious ways. I still don't know, to be honest, straight. And I'm not wishing that to happen. Let's make it clear. How Navalny is still alive in a Russian prison where we are told that he is the most important opposition danger to Putin. And Putin still lets him be alive. And he has access to Twitter or to interviews, to phone calls. How is that possible? And they tell me, oh, he's in a gulag. He ain't in any gulag. I'm not saying he's having a good life whatsoever. But you know how the gulag is? Why don't you read the Gulag Archipelago of Solzhenitsyn, Alexander Solzhenitsyn? Read that and see how it was. Gulag. Prison, rough? Yeah, go to Mexico and see how nice it is over there. Anyway, it doesn't mean that if they're both bad, that's a good thing. No, but... And he's still alive. And this guy was killed in prison by a regime that we gave together, supposedly they gave in our name $200 billion.
I think it was
more
than 200 billion. Shit.
Your buddy Sunak went over there and he signed a deal with Zelensky with support 10 years. I think he's still there right now. Yeah. One of them called guarantees and the other one security guarantees, the other one security assurance. They couldn't figure out. So they're on the same podium and Zelensky said security guarantees and the other guys, no, security assurances.
Yeah.
For 10 years, $3.5 billion or something. Military aid. What's going on? And this guy dies like a... For what? For what? You know exactly for what. That means people like him, I'm not saying I'm one of them, people like him could end up in the same way if they go to Ukraine or if they report the news differently than these guys want you to report it. And when is the U.S. mass media? I want to see that. I'm going to look for articles to see if they're going to cover this. Russia Today covers it. Russia Today. The guys who don't tell the truth. Oh yeah, but they had an interest. He was a U.S. citizen. Our media should have been on the watch and tell, hey, our government did not do squat for a U.S. citizen. You want to call him blogger? That's fine. You want to call him free speech personality? You can want to call him a journalist. I couldn't figure out the journalist. You can call him, but still, it's your citizen. They didn't do shit.
They didn't do goddamn thing. They didn't do nothing.
So this is the country we live. That's why when people ask me, are you not afraid that... Man, I'm 60% certain, that's how it was, 6 out of 10, that one day I will hear people at my door, people want to talk to me from the authorities. I have no doubt. It didn't happen yet, but I'm expecting that. 6, maybe 7 out of 10. I'm not paranoid or thinking that I'm so important, but I know other cases. I know other people that were checked by these guys for even less than I possibly do to them, which is talk. In this case. Thank you very much for being with me again today.
Yeah, man, it's fucking sad, man. It is sad, man. It is really fucking sad. You know, it's sad, but it's real, man. It's real. So, but yeah, man, I really feel bad. You know, like I say, he was in a very, very powerful inspiration to me. I'm gonna play also like some of his videos that were very, very powerful. You understand? These videos that actually hit right on the money, man. They hit on the money, and these videos, man, are whoever this person CRP archive was, man. He did a really good job, man, actually making these videos, man. Like he did a very, very good job, man. So what I'm gonna do is let me go ahead and share this here. I'm gonna show you this person's channel. This particular person's channel, man, did a really great job, in my opinion. And you can go through his channel, right? Whoever this person is, right? CRP archive, and whoever this person is, man, or whatever, like a really, really good job, man. Look at these. All this is really good videos from Coach Red Pill, man. You know, and all these videos, a good chunk of them, they inspired a lot of us. You understand? Now, remember, again, these videos are not from Coach Red Pill channel per se. You know, this is a different channel that actually so happened to archive a lot of his videos, and I guess added them to their own database. And they said, man, these videos are so good. Since he blew them up, I'm going to go ahead and actually do what I got to do to save them. And you could look at some of, like, look at all of these names of videos, man, that this man made, man. Nothing but good ass knowledge, straight knowledge. You understand? All right, straight motherfucking knowledge, man. You understand? All right, here's one right here about nice guys.
And our whole society is built on encouraging young men, you, to be nice guys. To be guys who follow the rules, always polite to strangers and authority, who say yes sir every time that they're told to do something, yeah, irrespective of the damage that it might cause you. Yeah, you are encouraged to be a nice guy because it is a mechanism of social control. There are always going to be some guys who are not going to be nice guys. These guys are going to be assholes like me, you know. I'm not a nice guy, but I get what I want. Nice guys always lose. They lose out on the hot women. They lose out on the career opportunities. They lose out on the big money. They lose out on fucking everything. And this has been a truism throughout history. The nice guy is an ideal, but you should never actually be a nice guy. You should pretend to be a nice guy. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, pretending to be a nice guy, absolutely. Pretend all you want, but when the rubber meets the road, when shit is getting heavy, don't be the fucking nice guy. Don't be the fucking nice guy. Don't be the guy who does the quote unquote the right thing when it costs him, when it potentially can wreck you. Huh? Don't feel squeamish about being a son of a bitch, about being an asshole when you want to get what you want. Okay? Because nice guys, the nice guys always finish last. Yeah, they always do. Yeah? And the crap that society, that our entire society and every society has always said that the nice guy, the good guy, the decent guy will get ahead, and you know, the first shall be last and the last shall be first and the meek shall inherit the earth and all this shit. Well, it's all bullshit. Okay? They are pleasant lies. And you who are young, you're a young man and you've been taught all your life to be a nice guy. Where has that gotten you? Has it gotten you laid? Has it gotten you pussy? Huh? I mean, not just any skanky ass pussy, but I'm talking quality trim. Has it gotten you that, being nice? Yes or no? I'll bet not. I'll bet it's just the asshole chads who get the high quality trim. And you're stuck with a fucking hairy palm, right?
Yes. And it was telling the truth. It was telling the truth. Listen, let's be real. A majority of us MGTOWs and red pillars, right? We actually were nice guys. We were good men. We were polite. We were dependable and fucking reliable. And what the fuck you think happened? We got fucked over. We got pissed on. You understand? Because if you fuck with a chick that actually pretends that she's nice, right? Pretend she's a good woman, right? Once she gets what she wants, which we will never know necessarily what she wants until we involve a lot of our investments into her, then that's when we typically gets fucked over. We find ourselves in divorce court. We find ourselves hearing her say, well, we need a break. I think we need a break. I think we need some time apart. Doesn't that sound like you? How many times you heard that shit? You understand? How many times you been nice to that chick and you found out later on that being nice or a little bit too nice, she found that unattractive, but the guy who treated her like shit, treated her like garbage, well, he was the guy that got treated like a king or treated like a god. Only in the Western countries, only in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Western Europe, Australia, some parts of Western Africa. How many times you've seen that the nice guy was always treated like garbage every time he was nice? Every time. Never about that shit. Go to the chat real quick, and Sarah Fram said, well, he knew, I guess. I'm just saying, man, for real. We got my boy Rusty. He said CRP made the CRP archives. You know what? I kind of thought he did. I wasn't for sure. To this day, no, because he actually honestly said look, I'm just going to blow up my channel. It's time for me to start something new. And that's what he did. But then soon a lot of people was inside of this comment section on that Russian channel. Hey, man, or his Telegram. I don't know if he was on his Telegram. I was on his Telegram for a little bit. And everybody was like, man, you need to go back to this and go back to that or whatever, right? And he just never brung it up, But one day I just seen CRP archives just pop up out of nowhere, and I said, well, damn, did Coach Red Pill actually do this shit? He could have. You might be right. He could have, man. He honestly could, but it's a blessing, man. So, yeah, let's go back and play the video, man. And then I'm going to kind of skip through.
Why the fuck you think it is so? It is not because you are a bad man. No, it's because you're a nice guy that you're not getting the quality trim. Yeah, and let me explain why. See, life is a competition.
And make sure you guys click the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel, please. I appreciate it. And also click the I highly, highly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I see you guys coming in. Yes, man. Some of you guys are coming in who pressing that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Starting to grow my channel, man. I really appreciate it. We're about an hour and 39 minutes in on part 2. So, yeah, we're going to keep this rocking. It is the weekend, baby. And we are over a sad fortune of Coach Red Pill and his memories. It was an inspiration to me and many guys who were in the Red Pill and MGTOW community, and the guys who just weren't part of the pills or part of MGTOW. He also helped them out in their sons, and their nephews or whatever, right? He was what I call one of the fathers on YouTube that we never had. You understand? Because it was a very good inspiration, because a lot of this shit, our fathers didn't teach us this shit. And if you were in a single mother home, she definitely didn't teach you this shit. A lot of them actually told you to be the fucking nice guy. And had all these fucking failed relationships, and she's gonna tell you, well, you're just finding the wrong one. You gotta look like a dumbass. Let me play the video, y'all.
And we men, we are, how can I put it? We are the embodiment of our sperm. Okay, ridiculous as that may sound. Well, let me explain. See, you've seen probably under a microscope in some science show or whatever the fuck. You've seen an egg, right, of whatever species, whatever mammal, we're talking about. The little egg or the big egg is there, and all these tiny little sperm are swimming up to the egg and trying to, pierce its barrier and create a new life, right? See, and all these sperm, what are they doing? They're competing with one another. Yeah, that's what's going on. The egg is just sitting there because it's the only egg, right? And all these millions of other sperm, billions of other sperm for all I know, right? They are going at the egg and trying to be the one that pierces its armor and becomes the one, right? That's the struggle. Now, we men are the physical embodiment of that struggle. In a very real sense, the sperm-egg dance of procreation is a metaphor for the lives of men. Huh? Yeah. And what is the issue of being nice? What's the idea of being nice? Well, the idea of being nice is that you are limiting yourself for the sake of some arbitrary ideal, for the sake of some arbitrary morality, an outside inorganic morality, whatsoever that morality might be. I mean, for instance, as a Catholic, I can tell you that the Catholic morality, well, it's an invented morality. There are certain things that are good and certain things that are bad. Most of the time, most of us think that, for instance, murder is wrong. But the fact of the matter is that that's an ideological imposition on our behavior. And the fact of the matter is, for millions of years before, I mean, since human beings and people existed, murder was neither good nor bad. It was just survival of the fittest. And if that meant killing off somebody else, well, you killed somebody else. And that was that. The reason now we have, thou shalt not kill, is so that we can live in communities, and thereby, in living in communities, we can elevate all of ourselves together, yeah? Because we as human beings have realized that individually we're not that powerful, but when we come together in societies, in communities, we can, lift everybody up, right?
See how that man dropping all them bombs, man? A lot of this shit I didn't really fucking know. I just didn't. I'm gonna skip along here and let Rusty also made a comment. Rusty said most of his videos was made for his young son because CRP knew he would not be around to give the knowledge when his son was of age. Yeah, I talked about that earlier in the video, that all the CRP archives, right, were made particularly for his son. Mainly the videos made for his son, Now, I don't know if he made these archives particularly for his son per se. I just thought someone was nice enough to actually say, hey, But again, if he did it, hell yeah, that was a pretty fucking smart move, man. Shout out to you, Rusty, man, for actually elaborating on that, So, but I did say that, yeah, he did actually make these videos particularly for his son, Because it's just what it is, So, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's skip through this part here. I'm gonna skip through a nice large part of that, and let's play. Let's go ahead and press play. See what the hell he's talking about.
Who are always polite to strangers and authority, who say yes, sir, his reason, his logic, his acquired knowledge, and his experience to dictate his actions so as to achieve the results that he wants. Nice guys live in fear. That's why they never get what they want. And our whole society is built on encouraging young men, you, to be nice guys. To be nice guys who follow the rules, who are always polite to strangers and authority, who say yes sir every time that they're told to do something, yeah, irrespective of the damage that it might cause you, yeah. You are encouraged to be a nice guy because it is a mechanism of social control. There are always going to be some guys who are not going to be nice guys. These guys are going to be assholes like me, I'm not a nice guy, but I get what I want. And society at a fundamental level recognizes it. The society, every society, tries to impose a morality, a mechanism of control over the vast majority of men. And over the vast majority of men, it is a successful ideology, this ideology of being nice. But there are some men, you can say maybe, I would venture to argue the top 15%, 10%, something like that, who just don't buy this bullshit. They just don't. And they kowtow to it and they nod and say, oh yeah, I'm a nice guy, but really they're not. I tell people all the time that I'm a nice guy, but you guys know me, I'm a fucking asshole. Yeah, I fucking get what I want. And if somebody doesn't like it, yeah, of course I'll pretend to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But in the end, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if somebody's complaining because I stepped all over them in order to get at what I wanted. Fuck no! Because I recognize that it's a mechanism of social control to keep me from getting what I want. Or let me phrase this. My desire to get what I want is greater than my need to conform to the society. See what's going on?
I hope you guys are understanding what the fuck he was saying, though, man. He was lacing some gems, man. He was lacing some gems, man. A lot of us have been very, very, very. How can I put it? I'm gonna say it in a nice way, right? We've been convinced and brainwashed to be the nice guy, hands down, right? And we have wondered for many years, why the fuck this guy who's a thug, bad boy, or a piece of shit, she's naturally attracted to the guy. I would never know. That's just how they wired in the rest. But when I learned about the passport bros and the blue book gentlemen, these guys are different. They've noticed that when you go overseas, it's in reverse. It is the nice guy who get treated like gods and kings and things like that, but it's the jerk and the asshole. Chads, Tyrones, Pookie, and Ray Rays, right? They are frowned upon and put in the goddamn garbage with the rest of the garbage. You understand? Get run game down there. It doesn't work like that in other parts of the world, man. Because those countries are too damn traditional, man, and they got their own customs, own ways, and own way of actually operating. Let's just put it like that. I'm going to go ahead and go to another video, and I really appreciate you guys really doing this thing. It really means a lot to me. I'm going to go ahead with another one, and I'm going to see if this particular one that I want to go to, though, it's going to be something that really brightens your horizons, like I said, this guy had like so many fucking videos. It was fucking like crazy, man, for real. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, man. And I was just, enamored, man. I was sad, man, to just fucking see that he was just gone. Like, man, like you're fucking for real, man. Here, all right. Here's one right here. This is a good one, very good one.
Let me be crystal clear. You cannot save her. You can't. You cannot save her. In my last video, I talked about how nice guys get, they basically get fucked over by whores and skanks, attention whores, skanks, damaged girls that they have no business being with, right? They're nice guys, decent guys who got their shit together, who are doing well in their job, who are just salt of the earth, right? But these poor idiots, right? Damaged girls see them and light on them like flies on shit. And these poor guys, their lives are ruined by these damaged girls, these severely damaged girls. And it's precisely because they are nice guys that these girls, these damaged women, are attracted to them. But see, it's not just the fault of these women, okay? I mean, it takes two to tango, right? Now, the problem that's going on is that a lot of these nice guys, they're nice guys, and a lot of times, and let's be honest here, a lot of times nice guys not only know that they're nice guys, but they think that they are better than assholes. Yeah. They think men. And in many ways they are. They are more moral, they are more decent, they are more consistent in their behavior, better than assholes like me, for instance. Sure, I'm not going to deny this. I'll be the first to admit it. These nice guys, decent guys, salt of the earth guys, they are better than me in a lot of respects. But this knowledge breeds arrogance on the part of the nice guys. See, yeah, I mean, an asshole like me, I mean, I know my defects, yeah? I'm not proud of a lot of my defects, but I know them. But a nice guy, a decent guy, a righteous guy, well, what's it say in the Bible? Pride goeth before the fall, yeah? A lot of these nice guys, they are aware of how decent they are and how valuable they are, because they are. A decent guy, a hardworking guy, a consistent guy, a moral man, he is valuable to any society. Any society would be happy to have him. And because he knows this deep in his bones, because he knows that he is morally better than an asshole like me, he is going to be filled with pride. And this pride is going to lead him off a cliff insofar as women are concerned, insofar as damaged women are concerned.
I used to think that. I was that guy. I was the guy. Yes. I used to go to churches and shit, and I thought at churches, right? This is back in my blue pill days. As long as I can be nice to every single woman that I see, I know for a fact I'll find my wife. That was the most stupidest shit I ever done. I can't believe it. And I had like a lot of pride because the guy who was the thug and the bad boy, I thought that I was better than him, right? But the real reality was I didn't realize that I was kicking myself in the ass. And I kept wondering, damn, why the fuck I keep running into these crazy whores? Why the hell these women keep treating me like shit? Why am I getting cheated on? Or why the fuck is this woman leaving me to have, babies with this guy who's a thug or a piece of shit guy or a homeless guy? Yeah, these were homeless guys or guys with fucked up teeth, man. And this would be a beautiful, badass chick. These chicks will have babies with these guys. And I was doing all this shit in the church until, I got in. I took the red pill and I started consuming content and started, man. And you gotta remember that red pill was no joke taking, man. I mean, there's aftertastes and shit like that, man. And you're gonna start having nightmares and sicknesses, all types of shit. But it's helping your body so you can fucking realize that these fucking bitches ain't shit. They're not. And you being the nice guy, you don't have to get treated like crap. No. And you don't have to put up with a bunch of shit. So don't ever think that being nice is going to always get you that woman you want. Don't ever in your fucking life think that shit. That's my advice, you guys. I'm letting you guys know that. And shout out to my boy, Coach Red Pill, RIPM. He really put the icing on the cake. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a nice guy, a decent guy, a moral guy, he will think that he can save her. He will think that he has what it takes to lift her up from this moral hellhole that she has sunk into. He will believe this. He will be so arrogant as to think that he can save her. He can't. And that's the thing. That's the trap. That's the trap of arrogance. The trap of arrogance for the nice guy. He cannot save this damaged girl. He can't. Okay? It doesn't matter how good he is. Goodness in the man has nothing to do with a fucked up woman who's going to wreck his life. No.
Oh my God. He just dropped the bomb right there, man, for real. And I tell these guys, I don't care how good of a man you are or nice a guy you are. You cannot, let me look in the camera here. You cannot rescue and save a woman who is damaged. A woman with daddy issues, psychological problems, shitloads of tattoos, shitloads of piercings, right? Very liberal, very modern, right? Grew up in a single mother home. You can't fucking do it. You can't. Don't try to. Don't even convince yourself you can, right? Many have been in your position and many guys have fallen, okay? Exceptions to the rule? Well, yeah, but why would you put yourself in the lion's den, right? And there's, I don't know, 99 lions inside of there. And the lions keeper tell you, oh, well, I'm trained and I know that all these lions will not bite the fuck out of you and kill you, right? And you know for a fact, if you step your ass in that motherfucker with the lions, goddamn, even though the zookeeper told your ass, goddamn, there's 99 in there, and you're the one in there that equals 100 bodies in there, right? Why would you put yourself in that situation? Well, he told me that they won't bite, and he's a professional. But why would you put yourself in that fucking situation to be cage trapped with 99 lions with the probability these motherfuckers will not bite and kill your motherfucking ass? Well, that's how it is. That's how it is being the nice guy and the fucking good man to a damaged good woman. Why take the chance? Let me go back to the chat. Sarah Fram says, a good man is not a nice guy. I agree, but society actually conflates that a good man is a nice guy and a nice guy is a good man. This is just how fucking society brainwash people. And also, too, Rusty says, a nice guy can't say no a good man can, right? Yeah, I believe that. But also too, did you know, right, that there are nice guys pretending to be good men, and there are good men, right, who are deep down really nice guys? Oh yeah. Remember, there's a lot of camouflaging shit going on out here, right? It's just how it is, man. For real. That's just how it is. Oh shit. One of my big dogs. What's up with you, Cortez, man? I ain't talked to you in a minute, man. Shit. How you been, fool? Shit, man. Last time I seen you was on Carlos's channel, and also Mr. Ali, man. Shout out to you, man. How you been? How you been, Cortez, man? Yeah, I'm just going over some reflection time of Coach Red Pill. He was an inspiration to me and many guys in the Red Pill community and the MGTOW community, because he was dropping fucking bombs, he's dropping bombs, man, so I'm going through videos, skipping through videos, bringing back memories, things like that. I am sad, but I got my, coffee I'm drinking and shit, man. It's 10:54 p.m. Central Standard Time, so hey, I'm just doing my thing. But shout out to you, Cortez Smith. Also, too, I got Sarah Fram, man, got it popping in the chat. Sarah Fram says, modern women are damaged beyond repair. Say no and go your own way. Give them nothing. Let me ask you something, Sarah Fram. Have you ever been that person, man, that tried to save a damaged good woman by trying to be a good man or a nice guy? Have you ever been that? Rusty, have you ever been that person that was a good man, a nice guy that tried to save and change a damaged good woman? All right, damaged goods woman. Okay, we talked about what damaged goods is, psychological problems, daddy issues, right? Got multiple kids by multiple kids' dads. You understand? Had kids with a thug or a bad boy or a Pookie or Ray Ray, but now she wants to marry in her fucking 30s and her 40s. These are women, all damaged goods. Shitloads of tattoos, shitloads of piercings, right? All this shit, yeah. This is the shit that Coach Red Pill talked about, you guys. And many of us talk about this in the big town of Red Pill community. We are a solution to prevent guys from making the fucked up decisions that we have made. Okay. And I hope my guys who are in their late teens, in their 20s and 30s are paying attention to this shit. It's fucking real. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. Click the like button. I'm going to say it again. Click the subscribe button to this channel and click the like button. Engage in the chat. You're more than welcome to. And then also, too, you're more than welcome to go ahead and join the stream. I'm going to go ahead and shoot out the link again if you guys would like to come on and join with me. That would be perfectly fine. Again, though, but click the like button, click the subscribe button, share the video. I highly appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to continue on with Coach Red Pill. And Sarah Fram threw in one more message. He said, I got married and divorced once, lost two my kids, never again. Shout out to you. These are guys who've been through it. You young motherfuckers better be listening. You better be writing shit down, taking notes. Note to self, never date women with multiple tattoos, multiple piercings. Note to self, never take a woman seriously if she grew up with no father in the household, okay? All right? If she says anything bad about the father, man, that is a fucking red flag, okay? I'm just saying, man. You guys got to, this is Red Pill 101. You guys got to know about this shit. You understand? For real. You're going to vet a woman, man. You need to vet for not only compatibility, but you want to look at how stable and consistent she is. You don't need someone who's switching up and changing their minds all the goddamn time, or who's gaslighting and manipulating you. You get the fuck away from that shit. You understand? Cortez. All right. He said, I discovered him on Tommy Sotomayor years ago. I just found out about Tommy Sotomayor a little bit about a year ago. And I was asleep on him or whatever until I heard about him around the manosphere that this man has several channels because he was telling the God honest truth, So, yeah. And then I found her But Charles Tyler, him had like an inside beef. You understand? Before Charles Tyler passed away. But yeah, but shout out to you, Cortez Smith, man. Let me go ahead and replay the video and continue.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the guy. It has to do with the woman. The woman is severely damaged. She's got psychological problems, problems that a nice guy is unable to handle. He is not trained to handle them. He can't handle her, okay? Because she's got psychological problems. She's fucked up. She's damaged for whatever reason. You know, maybe her stepfather abused her, which happens all the fucking time, right? Maybe, you know, whatever the fuck. It doesn't really matter. You know, maybe she took too many fucking drugs. Maybe, you know, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It does not matter. The fact of the matter is these fucked up women, these women who are damaged, and we all know what we're talking about here, right? They cannot be saved by a nice guy. But the nice guy deludes himself into thinking that he can. Other people in the society feed into this delusion that the nice guy has. Yeah, they feed into this delusion by saying that, oh, you know, she's divorced, she was married to some awful guy, and she's got a kid, but she's a great girl. You should man up, step up, you know, and you know, she's a single mother, you know, she's heroic. You should man up and be the man for her, which is fucking crazy. I mean, think about it. Think how fucking insane it is that you, some stranger, have to be like the fucking knight in shining armor come to save Milady because she's a fucking single mother, right? Why is that your problem? It's not your fucking problem, right? It's her fucking problem. Her problem and the ex-husband or boyfriend or whoever it was that knocked her up. It's their problem, not yours. But the people around you, society, what have you, they start roping you in using your arrogance, your conceitedness, your moral conceitedness against you, saying that you should wife up this single mother who is going to be the fucking death of you. You see, a lot of these people, these third parties who are out there, who tell nice guys to wife up some severely damaged skank, right? Why are they doing this? It's very simple. This comes from our hind brain, our reptilian brain. You see, in the past, and I'm talking, you know, 10,000 years ago and earlier, right? Any woman who was a single mother, well, it was the tribe's imperative to get her paired up with a new man. I mean, say some woman, right, had a kid or two with some guy, some hunter, and the hunter went off one day and got, you know, stomped by a rhinoceros or whatever the fuck, right? Now the tribe has to take care of the single mother, right? I mean, that's quite obvious. They're not going to just leave her there. The guy died, but the tribe has an obligation to the woman, and so they are fulfilling that obligation. But at the same time, the people in the tribe, you know, they resent a little bit the fact that they have to support this woman. Because, of course, the inevitable truth, and let's never forget this, that a woman cannot survive long with a child on her own. She needs a man.
Did you guys hear that? It's been like that since society. It's been like that since society, right? And just like Jay Lyon said before he got off the stream, right? You can't compete with biology. You just can't. You just can't. All right? You just can't. If me and Cortez Smith, right? If we see the family that's hungry, right? He got a bow and arrow, right? I got a fucking goddamn knife and some goddamn rope. We're leaving the house to go provide for the fucking family. It's just what it is. You understand? It's just our natural imperative, biological. This is how we're wired. Okay? All right? We're not going to sit in there, let the family suffer while we're fucking trying to fucking nourish children or any shit like that. No, we're not doing it. It's just not our biological imperative. You understand? It's just how we're wired. You understand? You know, and the women in the West, they just don't understand that shit. You cannot compete with biology. I'm sorry, that's just how the fucking shit is, you know. So yeah. Cortez Smith, he also said Tommy is the godfather of the manosphere. Man, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like I said, I barely kind of actually knew about him. To me, you know, I don't know. I kind of lean towards Sandman. Sandman has a lot of knowledge. He got so much goddamn videos. It's crazy, you know, because he got two channels now. So I don't know. You might be right. You might be right, but I don't know. Cortez Smith said, I didn't know him and Charles had a disagreement. Yeah, they did. Because see, when Charles Tyler gave brothers the solution to get their passport, go to Brazil or go across the world, right? They had a beef where Tony Sotomayor was saying, no, you don't have to go overseas. Why don't you just go ahead and get you a white girl and stay here in the Matrix and you straight, and that's not necessarily a good solution. You understand? That's not a good solution. That's a pretty fucked up solution. You understand it? Because Charles Tyler, which is true, he argued, why do that shit when you're just going back to the same shit, just a different color, just a different fucking race. You're going through the same fuckery, same bullshit, just a different color, different race. That's all it is, which is true. They had like a back and forth about it on the Charles Tyler radio show. So, yeah. So, shout out to him. RIP to Charles Tyler. He's another one that passed away, too. Cortez Smith also said that Charles was right. Yeah. And he was like going back and forth about Tony Sotomayor doing that shit, man, and he was like, hey, that was some stupid ass advice. Why are you giving man the same fucked up advice, man, when we can just simply change our whole environment? Like the whole environment just bounce, just say fuck it and just go. And I found out about Carlos when I was searching for Charles Tyler, because when I typed in red pill or MGTOW, Charles Tyler, Carlos's video, and a few other videos popped up, because, this is the part of the manosphere that I so happen to be in, man. And these guys, man, they laced me with so much knowledge to the point I didn't know that other guys was going through the same shit that I was going through on a national scale. I just thought it was happening right here in Kansas City where I'm at, between Missouri and Kansas. That's what I was thinking with a local mind. But when I'm starting to hear guys from Massachusetts, fucking Oregon, Florida, Atlanta, New Mexico, man, and Montana, and they're sharing the same information or whatever, it makes you kind of think. And these guys are hearing the same shit where these women are saying, well, you're just picking the wrong one, right? But when you got thousands and millions of guys saying the same information and giving the same results, and these guys are like, man, I don't know what to do. And then you got the passport bros come in and say, well, listen, you don't have to stay here with a rock hard dick, right? And just complain about some bitches and shit. You can just get this passport. You can head over to Thailand, get over to Brazil. You can go to Colombia. You can go to South Africa. You can go to Romania. You can go to Greece. You can go to Ukraine, whatever it may have been, man. Ukraine before the war. You can go to Russia. Yes, you can go to Russia. And these guys are actually showing receipts, showing results. What else? So yeah, so that's just what it is. So, but shout out to you. Rusty said, Cortez, when you have been around for 20 years in the manosphere, you will see many godfathers come and go. For me, way back when, it was Spetsnaz, Barbarossa. Y'all heard a lot about Barbarossa, hands down, yeah. And Chris Chanu and Howard. I heard about Howard Dare. Our Howard Dare was like a goddamn master. Shit, like he was a bad motherfucker, yeah. For real. And yeah, I did hear about those two guys. The other two names I didn't know. So yeah. But yeah, man, I heard Howard Dare and Barbarossa those were some bad motherfuckers, man. Like for real, man. Like they were so cold, from my understanding, to the point, man. They were like one of the top first to get demonetized and shit. Like it was crazy. I don't know, man. So. But yeah, man. But shout out to Rusty and Cortez for lacing us with the knowledge, man. Who were the originals of the manosphere and in the red pill and MGTOW community. This is a big, big impact, man. I really appreciate you guys actually naming these guys out here. Some of these guys I've never heard of. Some of you guys have been in this way longer than myself, man. So. But yeah, but the more knowledge we share to each other, the better, man. So that really helps out a lot. Also, Cortez Smith said, "Yep, even Barbarossa was one of the first I came across, man. Yeah, I heard about him. That's what I was saying. We got Big John. I think I heard about briefly about Big John Serafan. Man, you guys naming some people in here. Big B Kel, yeah, man, for real. Are these guys that all some of them passed away from what you guys are saying? You know, if you guys, I appreciate, put in the chat which ones have passed away versus which ones are living. You understand, or which ones actually are just like in the hospital and just turned into a vegetable. You understand? Like they can't speak, they can't eat or whatever. They're just a vegetable. They're getting feed through a tube. I've heard of stories like that of other YouTubers too. So yeah, God bless their souls and their bodies, man. So, anyways, I'm gonna continue to play the video. Thank you guys for the knowledge. Make sure click the like button, smash the fuck out that subscribe button. I want that sub, man. Don't just sit here and watch it, man. Press that sub button. I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much, man.
Because on her own, she cannot both provide for the child and provide for herself. It's just simply impossible. And it has been impossible for the vast majority of the history of human beings, right? The tribe was there as the natural social safety net. But the thing is, see, the tribe's people, the people around the woman who know her, they want her paired up. It's an instinct. For why? So that they don't have to shoulder the burden of caring for this woman. And so these third parties that have nothing to do with you or this woman, they're going to be encouraging you from this primordial instinct of pairing up any single mother. And they're going to look at you, you're a nice guy, you have a decent living, you're doing fine, and they're going to be pushing you towards that. And you, like a fucking idiot, in order to look good in front of these strangers, these people who mean nothing to you, or these casual acquaintances, right? You're going to nod along and do it, right? Because you want to fulfill this image that other people have of you, of being a nice guy, of being a decent guy, of being a righteous guy, of being a man who can stand up and show he's a real man and wife up this single mother. Yes. And who gets left holding the bag? Who winds up having to deal with some crazy-ass skank? Yeah? You, the nice guy. You get fucked over. Yeah, you. Because in your arrogance of trying to look good and not only look good for other people, but also to yourself, to fulfill your inner vision of who you are, you rise up to the challenge, as they say.
I'm gonna go to the next video. I mean, it's fucking for real. Looking, dude, it is for real, man. It is for real, man. You know how many guys I've been taught, man, to go ahead and be the fucking goddamn nice guy, man. And every fucking goddamn time, man, we actually, man, would do some dumb shit like raise the fucking single mother's kids, though, right? Or be nice to this damaged good woman, and she ends up cheating on us, man, with the thug, the bad boy, or the guy who's his name is Rufus, and he's toothless. Okay, yeah, she will and have babies with this motherfucker too, yeah. And then later on, once she had babies with this guy, whatever, then she want us to come in there and actually take care of these goddamn kids, which is pretty fucking sad, I got another one here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and go through, man. He got so many goddamn videos, you guys. Oh my god, we got a lot of them, Oh my god. Here's my our top favorite here. This is the top favorite that everybody liked. The number one, I would say, out of all of them. You understand? Oh my god. It's fucking sad, man, but it's real. Shout out, man. I'm missing this man like already, man. I wish he went back to this content, man. Listen, Coach Red Pill was a bad motherfucker, man. For him to actually put this out there, man, he's about to be missed. A lot of people, this little channel is just talking about it. There's going to be bigger channels talking about this shit. Oh, yeah. Way bigger channels. So, yeah. All right. Let's go back to the chat and let's see. All right, cool. Here we go. And here we go. We got my boy Cortez Smith said, Vincent MGTOW, heard about him. He passed away. It was so sad watching his last video. Wow. Shout out to him. R.I.P. Vincent. Rusty even said, man, he gives his praises to Vincent MGTOW, man. We got Cortez Smith. He said, He's going in. Yeah, I told you, man. Going all the way in, man. When it comes to these nice guys, you can't be nice, man, and expect to get a damaged good woman and fucking try to change her around just for being nice, or even a good man. Even if you're a good man to a damaged good woman, god damn it, you cannot fucking change her. You just can't, and you can't save her either. So yeah, Sarah Fram said, never mess with single mothers. Of course, you don't fucking mess with them. Hell no. No, we know that over here. And also, too, he said, Paul Portis, RIP. Yeah. A lot of these good ones, man, you guys are naming, man, passed away. Some of them, like I said, I didn't even know. You guys are older, man. Y'all been around as you time. Yep, at Paul. Yep, Paul's another one. Wow. And then here's my boy Cortez. I already knew he was going to rip it inside his chat. He says single moms literally shouldn't even be a choice at all. I don't know why guys can't understand that. There's so many reasons to leave them alone. Listen, let me tell you. I had a partner of mine just recently tell me, man, that he was not only dating a single mom, but he bragged about her, talking about she got the degrees and all this shit. She's nice and submissive or whatever. And he's a really intelligent guy. I just don't understand why he did this shit or whatever. You know, he got 2 kids and everything. And he was like, well, she's submissive and she's cooperative or whatever. And I said, well, how old is she? Right? She's in her late 30s, he said, right? You know, he's in his early 40s like I am. And I had to tell him, I had to let it out. But, you know, he has to find out the hard way, you guys. I told him, number 1, make sure you got an exit. And number 2, right? She's only being nice to you for the purpose of whatever she's going to get in return. You're not going to see it until later on, right? I had to tell him that. And he said, well, I said, right now, just milk it for what it is. Now, who knows? Who knows? She might be this great, fabulous woman or whatever the fuck. But the point is that one thing that I always talked about in my other Don't Date Single Mother video was what? Single mothers are always in fucking survival mode. You understand? If they gotta be extra nice to you, man, and suck your dick, man, about 20 times a day, ride you, man, till the wheels fall off, goddamn it, do the most nastiest, disgusting thing on earth just to keep you around to get help with that kid, they gonna do that shit. They gonna do it. They gonna do it. You understand? Whatever you want, they gonna do it. Until they either get what they want or until you show that you can't give them what they're trying to get, then they gonna stop that shit. Or they're gonna use the female hypergamy to actually believe, right, and convince themselves that they can do better than you, or they just simply want something different. That's all it boils down to. You know, you want to narrow it down. So is she going to repress her female hypergamy, or is she not? That's just what it is. And in the West, goddamn it, there's a high probability that she's going to switch up on you any goddamn time. All right. So anyway, shout out to him. You know, hopefully he makes it through the single mother trials and tribulations. All right. Here we go. And Cortez said he may be intelligent, but syphilis is a disease that makes men illogical when it comes to women. I don't believe it's symphitis. No, I believe it's just guys, man, who are choosing to take the blue pill, you know, and when they take the blue pill, whatever, right, you know, becoming a nice guy, a good guy, whatever, right, you know, they're putting themselves in harm's way. It's just what it is. They're putting themselves in very harm's way. They don't see it because all they're seeing is the goodness, but they're not seeing the potential of what could happen if an event of. Now, he is smart enough to actually have an exit. We did talk about the exit. I told him, if anything, you better have multiple exits, man, or whatever. But I say, listen, if you're going to date them, make sure it's on a short-term basis. On a very short-term basis. He got involved with that motherfucker, I would say, like, pretty quickly, man. He got involved with that goddamn single mother pretty goddamn quickly, okay? Like, he went from one relationship, and in the matter of months, boom, he was in it, and then boom, got in a relationship. That was too goddamn quick. I did recommend to him, though, right? that when it comes to dating any woman, this is single mothers or whatever, right? I recommend minimum 2 to 3 years of dating. Not having a relationship, just dating. So you got to put some goddamn skin in the game. You want to see how long this bitch is going to go ahead and last, okay? You want to see if this bitch is going to be around during your times of you being broken, a motherfucker, and struggling. You understand? You want to see, okay? This is all part of my vetting video. Go to my vetting video. I got a video talking about how to vet for these goddamn whores, how to vet for women versus bitches and whores. You need to know how to do this, no matter if you're in the matrix or outside the matrix. You understand? If you're in the matrix, you're a passport bro or a blue book gentleman or a global traveler. It's a no-brainer. Majority of you guys have stopped dating these motherfuckers. If you're a MGTOW, majority of us MGTOW just don't date them necessarily, right? If we're level 2s, yeah, we'll go ahead and probably date them and hit it and quit it, but we don't take them seriously. Us level 2 guys, no, we'll hit it, we'll have sex with them, we'll even date them, but we're not going to take them seriously for long term, and we're not going to fucking move in with them. We're not going to share bank accounts with them. We definitely will not split our business with them. You understand? That's just how we operate. You understand? You got to be strict about that shit. Okay. All right. Cortez says though that simping equals mental illness. You a damn fool for that shit. And he said, and then Seraphim says though she's never yours, it's just your turn. Of course, man. Shout out to you, man. Shit. That's what your boy said on his channel, man. Hey, everybody got to have a turn one way or another, right? You got to get the rocks out of your system. It's just how we operate. Got to get your rocks off, okay? So, but anyway, let me play this. One of my top favorite videos, damaged goods.
Last year I did a video called "Don't Fuck Crazy." You can find it.
And also, I gotta also let you know too. This video went ultimately viral, like big time viral. Okay, all right, on this original channel, not the archive channel, the original channel. All right, so let's play the video.
Right here. In that video, I talked about how I dated not just one crazy girl, but 2 crazy girls. And, by some miracle, I'd live to tell the tale, right? Anyway, it got me thinking about crazy girls and how there's a spectrum of crazy. There's crazy on the far end, and then there's damaged, and then there's normal, which is more or less what you want, right? But it's important to talk about not just crazy girls, because crazy girls are, of course, funny, but it's important to identify and be able to recognize damaged girls. I can't pinpoint exactly where one ends and the other begins, but by the same token, I can't quite pinpoint where blue ends and green begins. But just because I can't tell where one ends and the other begins doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? That would be foolish. There are such women as damaged women, damaged goods, and I'm going to be talking about them in this video. First of all, what are damaged girls or damaged women? Well, it's a little bit hard to pinpoint because it's a little bit different for every woman who's damaged. But these damaged goods are just, you don't want to be involved with them long term. Short term, or maybe even medium term, as a in between relationship, sure, no problem, you have a good time with her, right? But long term, that is, when you decide that you want to have a family, don't go with damaged girls. No. Do not. And I'm going to explain why in this video. See, a damaged girl has psychological or perhaps even psychiatric problems that you can't solve. They go beyond the ability of a man to solve them, okay? And these problems that they have, they're going to bring you down. They're going to bring you down, and they're going to hurt you long term if you decide to, marry up some girl who's damaged. Now, the problem we're experiencing right now is that at this time in history, most girls that you meet are damaged goods. Most of them. And that's a tragedy, but that's the state of affairs. Now, why is this the case? Well, for 2 reasons. Number one, so many girls today have been raised by single mothers.
They didn't have their dad around. They didn't have a male figure around. And this is, the lack of it is very clear in so many of these women. I mean, they miss having had a man in their lives when they were growing up. Perhaps they had a stepfather, and the stepfather, well, all kinds of creepiness happens with stepfathers, and especially attractive stepdaughters. It's something that people don't really like to talk about, especially women who marry again. They don't like to talk about it or focus on it because it's just so disturbing, but it's the case. It's the truth. So many second marriages, you have the stepfather, doing all sorts of creepy shit to the stepdaughter. And these stepdaughters go out into the world and they're damaged, okay? And well, that's what's going on right now because of the amount of divorces, of the disposability of marriage. So many young women today are the product of broken homes, the product of single mothers, the product perhaps of the abuse by the stepfather, right? So, that's one of the reasons there are so many women out there who are damaged. And I would venture to guess the majority of women are damaged, right? Now, the second reason is actually kind of perverse, but we are living, weirdly enough, in a historical epoch whereby the society sort of like glorifies damaged women, right? It glorifies them. It says that it's a good thing. And it's encapsulated in the Me Too movement. What is the Me Too movement? It's basically saying, I was abused or victimized somehow. And all these other women are saying, me too, I was victimized too. I'm part of the gang, right? It is encouraging women to view themselves as victims of some horrible abuse, victims of, whatever circumstances, just victims. And make of themselves victimized women who are damaged.
And that is true. That is the God honest truth. The Me Too movement was constructed pretty much the right for women to victimize themselves even more so they can have an excuse for the laws to rule in their favor, regardless of what they say and how they say it. Okay? Pretty much believe all women no matter what. Even if this woman robbed a guy, she cheated on the guy, she fucked around on the guy, she put poison in his fucking drink, slept with his goddamn boss at work, fucked his brother, whatever the fuck it may be. Just believe, ignore all the bad things about him. Just believe all women. And then if the bad guy actually did this shit to her, then fine, we'll take him to court so we can get him for 50 to 90% of everything in the divorce court, or just simply just have him convicted and put in a jail, or put him in a Jonathan Majors situation, or a Justin Rowland situation from Rick and Morty, whatever the fuck. You understand? That's what Me Too's about, you guys, for real. And, Amber Heard was about to be one of the goddamn leaders of this shit. You understand? But it was sad, with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard that he had to go through all the bullshit. He had to spend all that money just to prove that he was fucking right. It is sad, but it's real. So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue the video on damaged good women, and then I'm going to skip through it, play one more, and then I think we're going to call it a night. It is 2 hours and 30 minutes into the part 2 stream of Who is Coach Red Pill, okay? 2 hours and 30 minutes approximately into the stream of Who is Coach Red Pill. Please click the like button, share the video, and also press the subscribe button. You guys out there who are currently watching this video, go to subscribe. There's a little bell. Press the subscribe button. Press it, ding. Press all, and you're good to go, man. You're good to go, man. Every single sub counts. Every single view counts. And also share the link into other fellow groups. Make somebody else's day. I appreciate it. I know it's a long stream, but hey, man, this is somebody that was a very, very powerful influence to the manosphere and us red pillars and MGTOW guys.
Okay. And that's a bad thing, but that's the fashion nowadays. And it is a fashion, by the way. this kind of shit, Me Tooism, it's a fashion that'll pass. But the problem is that it is pernicious because women tend to be compliant creatures. They tend to want to belong. They tend to want to do and be and act like all the other women of their age group act and behave, right? And so if that means that, most of them are going to act and behave as if they were damaged and be these narcissistic twats, they're going to do that, okay? So for these two reasons, you have a majority of women today are damaged, okay? Now, how can you spot damaged women? What are the tells? Well, there are a whole bunch of them, both visible and that you can spot early on in their conversation. For example, a girl with too many piercings. She's got like, one or two earrings, that's fine. But she's got like 10 in one ear, and she's got like a nose ring, or one of those stupid, like cow rings. Like, what the fuck is that? I've never understood that. But okay, they've got like a cow ring, right? Damaged. Oh, and a tongue stud or a nipple ring or some shit like that. Damaged. Definitely. Tattoos. Girl with tattoos, she's damaged. And don't give me the shit that, I was 18 and I was really silly and I did it and now I really regret it. No. I used to think that, a lot of girls got tattoos kind of like a spur of the moment kind of thing, and then they later regretted it. And many of them do regret it. But even the ones who regret it, they are damaged. They are, the fact that they got a tattoo proves that, okay? No matter how small, no matter how discreet, they're fucked in the head. Yeah. Another sign, if she's a smoker. If she's a smoker, she's damaged. Smoking cigarettes or vape, same thing. She's damaged. Crazy hair colors, like blue or neon green or some shit like that. Drug user, definitely damaged. If she likes her coke, her pot or whatever, damaged. Now those are the visible signs. The signs that you will spot early on in a relationship with a woman and you realize that she's damaged, she'll talk about her sexual adventures or sexual escapades. If she laughs about it, definitely damaged, okay? Any woman who takes sex as a casual thing is by definition damaged. And frankly, any girl who has had more than 2 sexual partners is likely damaged. And by the way, if either one of those 2 sexual partners was like a casual thing, she's damaged, okay? So it's not merely the fact that she has had just 2 sexual partners or less. It's the way that those sexual partnerships occurred. If she wants to fuck you on the first date, damaged. 100% likely, okay? Even if she says that, I've never done this before, first of all, that's a lie. She's probably done it before. And secondly, any woman who very cavalierly goes to bed with a guy that she's barely met, she's damaged. I don't care what her name is, she is damaged. Another really great sign, and this will come up in conversation, it's something that you should ask early on. Ask her about her father, okay? That great scene in Blade Runner where they ask the replicant, tell us happy thoughts about your mother. And the guy goes, my mother? I'll tell you about my mother, and pulls out a gun and blazes away at the guy, right? That was a great scene. Same thing with the father. If the chick says that the father wasn't around, the chick says that she hates her father, anything negative about the father or the father is not around, she's damaged. 100% certainty, okay? All damaged girls have issues with their father.
And what did I tell you? On my channel, we talked about what? Damaged good women, women who have psychological problems, women who have daddy issues, that's a big one or whatever, right? And he named it all. But he's not even done with this video, like I said, I'm just giving you guys little snippets or whatever. That video is way longer. But that motherfucker went super viral. So yeah. But man, I'm really like sad, man, that this man actually really fucking passed away. Like, this shit's like for real, man. Like, wow. Yeah, he really fucking passed away, like, wow, So yeah, man. I got another good one here, and let me go ahead and go through the archives. I could actually say, yeah, I'm going through his archives. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, isn't it? Yeah. I could go through his archives and wow, man. Like he had so much. Look at all this good, juicy information, man. Like he had a lot of this shit, man, for real. And I sat back, man. I had to tell these guys, man, that hey, it's fucking for real, This is some really powerful information, I sat back, man, and I listened to a lot of this shit to this day, man. Like so much shit, man. I'm trying to find videos that I actually listen to, you know. Now here's how long is that motherfucker? Yeah, let me see. No, that's not it. That's not it. The storytime videos is gonna hit right on the fucking money, like for real. They're gonna hit on the money, man. If I set up here, man, and went through those, you'd be like, motherfucker, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah. I'm trying to find one of my top ones and shit. I really got to. I really got to go ahead and let me see. Got you. Okay, cool. This is a short one, so I'm gonna get this one to you guys, and then I'm gonna end it tonight. I'm thinking about doing a part 3 where I just play these videos for you guys, so so you guys can actually really see, what's going on here. I'm really considering that shit, So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna play this one. It's called Rethinking Marriage, because for a while he had actually encouraged guys to get married, right, for a little bit, and he said the purpose of getting married is to have kids and have a family. But what do us red pillars do? We constantly dig for the truth, and he actually dug for the truth, and he found out that men are really getting fucked over like big time. So anyway, let's play the video. So, oh yeah, I got more people coming in the chat and saying more things. And let me repeat what's going on. Cortez says, Seraphim, I heard a dude say that in college back in 2017, that's when I knew the red pill was spreading. Yeah, man. Yes. It's real, Cortez, man. Seraphim said, the less bean knows ring. Yeah. And then he said about 98% are damaged beyond repair. Of course, yes. Mostly the Western women, man. Mostly, okay? I'm not saying in traditional countries they're not damaged women, I'm saying that there are a lesser amount of damaged women than you will find. Here in the West, you'll find a lot of them, though. So, yeah. Cortez says, too many greats are passing. Wow. And then the last but not least, Seraphim said, we MGTOW don't recruit. He's talking to Cortez. Men join us. Yeah, this is how it is. We don't fucking recruit nobody. You're either in or you just aren't, or you're just on the sidelines just watching. This is how it is, man. We've accepted this shit, man, for real. That's why I like the MGTOWs and the passport, bro. We got one thing in common, man, and we know what that is. Both parties have checked all the way out. I read an article just the other day, man, and listened to a video on YouTube, and they were talking about how nowadays there are more and more younger guys, man, in their teens and 20s, man. All right, and early 30s starting to less date anymore. They like really said fuck it and gave up on dating. Even the guys who haven't even grown up yet, they're in their teens like, fuck, I just don't want to date, or whatever. Because they're scared of the risk and everything. So can you blame them? No, you can't fucking blame them. Fuck no, Is it really worth your ass getting Me Too'd or getting accused of a false allegation? I mean, you tell me.
This is a tough video for me to make. because for the longest time I was all in favor of getting married. That marriage ought to be the goal of every guy. That a guy with a healthy attitude towards life would eventually get married and form a properly constituted couple and family, right? That's what I used to think. But to tell you the truth, I've been giving this a lot of thought, and well, quite frankly, my opinion has changed, and let me get into it. You see, at this time, marriage is grossly unfair to men. It's just horribly unfair. You're a guy, and if you get married, you are going to be exposed to all kinds of horrors insofar as the divorce industry is concerned. Yeah, you get married and things don't work out. Well, you know, the woman can take you to court, and the court could enforce you to give up, you know, half, 2/3, 3/4, 4/5 of your income in alimony and child support payments, and you basically become a slave to your ex-wife and the children you had with her, the children rather that you had with her. Sorry about that. You become a slave to them. And, you know, of course, there's nothing wrong with fulfilling your responsibilities to your children. You know, nothing wrong with that at all. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, trying to support an ex-wife who is the mother of your children in a nice place and what have you. But the fact of the matter is, you know, the courts are such that they just go out of their way to screw a guy. I mean, they really do. And because the courts have the power of the state to enforce their judgments, and because a lot of times, in a practical sense, you know, appealing these divorce judgments is ruinously expensive, well, the guy becomes a slave. He has to pay up, you know, 50% of his salary, you know, 75% of his or more, and live on whatever is left, which is, you know, not a hell of a lot of times. And it's just grossly unfair. But if you're not married in the West, at least, you can, you know, end the relationship, even with a woman who is the mother of your children, and it doesn't cost you as much. So long as you've taken some elementary precautions insofar as not being confused with having a common law marriage. You know, if you're just with a woman, but, you know, separate enough that it's not considered a common law marriage, the divorce courts can't touch you. Yeah. And so you can come to a reasonable arrangement insofar as child support is concerned, and even insofar as giving your ex, the former girlfriend you had, who's the mother of your kids, giving her some sort of, you know, stipend or whatever, so that, you know, she can continue to live with the kids in a relatively nice place, you know, good schools and all the rest of it. You can do that, but you can't do that if you're legally married. So as I think about it more, I start to realize that, yeah, you should not get married. I mean, have kids if you want to with the woman that you're seeing, but there's no upside. And quite frankly, there's too much downside, too much risk. It's pointless. What exactly is the reason to get married if the marriage fails? You're going to get fucked over righteously. Yeah? It's stupid. It's stupid to get married. And also it's stupid to get married for another reason, apart from the legal part and the money part. It's the psychological part. We guys, we love things that are stable. And women too. I mean, we're human beings. We like stability. We like things that are stable and that we don't have to worry about them too much. We want to put them in the back burner, right? So that we can focus on other stuff, right? And well, the fact of the matter is, see, a relationship, as I've said before, a relationship is very important to a woman. And so when she feels that the relationship is settled, i.e. you're married, right? She's not really going to have much incentive to work on it. To work on it in the sense of like having a relationship that is worth maintaining, right? And so what does that mean? I mean, you're married to some woman today, and very quickly she's going to just put it as a settled thing and not pay much attention to it.
All right, you guys. But yeah, man, it was just real, man. It was just real, man, you know. And he actually started realizing, man, that a lot of us guys, a lot of guys really wanted to get married, to have kids and have a stable family in the West. That's what we really wanted to do. And the majority of us still want to do that. But we actually came to terms that is it worth the risk for me marrying this bitch and the judges, the courts, and the attorneys getting involved to compensate this woman beyond a shadow of a doubt of everything that I've earned and worked for, regardless of what type of damage that she has done to the relationship, and regardless to what her purpose is of wanting to exit the relationship. You understand? That's just what it is. That's what it fucking is, you know. So I mean, it's sad, but it's real. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's the videos he shot, man, were probably just spot on, right on the fucking goddamn money. It was fucking like crazy, man. You know, he had one video I was about to shoot called "The Real Reason of Being Married," you know, and as you know, you kind of really think about things, man, when it comes to marriage, man. You know, if you got a little bit of sense, you ain't even gotta have a lot of sense. You got a little bit of sense or whatever, you can actually use some common sense and understand that hey, after 90% of your homeboys or whoever the fuck, man, and got married, got divorced, and your dumb ass still want to try to take a chance at it, goddamn it and shit. I believe that particular guy who still, even if he got all the information from YouTube, me, other guys who are out there, you still want to take a chance. I believe that bitch deserves to fucking goddamn fuck you over. I believe it. She deserves to get 50 to 90% of every damn thing. Yo, dumbass still gonna go ahead and put a ring on her finger with no prenuptial agreement or what have you, and just ignore it and just look for love. She deserves 50 to 90% of your shit. And then also too, some of these other guys out here who just failed at like 3 or 4 different fucking divorces and just keep marrying them or whatever. They also deserve that shit too. They deserve it, okay, or whatever, right? I say that because they should have already learned. You understand? Remember that video I did with attorney James Sexton? Remember that video? He said there was an older guy on there, and he got like in this, I think 5th marriage, and he was ready to get married to like in a 6th marriage or some shit like that. And he said that probably someone didn't tell him that, hey man, you just sucks at marriage, man. He said he probably just didn't know. But you don't have to marry them. You can fuck them, but you don't necessarily have to marry them or whatever. And he's like, I don't know, he's an older guy, and he just didn't know, that hey, you can fuck them. You don't have to marry them to fuck them. You understand? Or whatever. And after your 3rd, 4th marriage or whatever the fuck, man, hell, even your first, man, you should have already learned that, hey, I'm just not good at this, and this shit doesn't work. You don't do anything stupid like keep trying, and then all these women divorce your ass, and you getting like shit. This be conservative. 450%. That is fucking sad. You get 4 divorces, and these bitches get 50% of your shit 4 times. I mean, hey, Tez, Sir, am I bullshitting? Rusty, am I bullshitting? That's like 50%, right? And I'm being conservative, man. She could have got 90 out of that, right? Each of those bitches could have got 90% out of that. But 50%? How would that make you feel? Shit. I don't know, man. Anyway, Sir Fam said, he said, smart men don't get married. Venture MGTOW. Of course, man. Of course, man. But there's a lot of guys out there, they just don't fucking know. They do not know any better. Only thing that they do know, man, is to be the nice guy and just get married. That's it, man. It's sad, but it's real. So, but anyway, you guys, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes of the stream. I'm about to call it a night. It's 11:47 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys click the like button, share the video. Also, press the subscribe button. Now, all you guys who just want to sit back and watch, press the subscribe. Go to subscribe, press subscribe all. It's not going to hurt you, and it's not going to cost you. This is the Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement channel. I want to say thank you. Thank you guys who actually participated inside the chat, and all you guys who actually just sat back and watch. I really appreciate you guys all. It means a lot to me. I really believe I'm going to do a part 3, man, because this bombshell just landed on me. I'm going to probably see if I can do a part 3 maybe tomorrow. So we'll just have to see. Tomorrow's Saturday. So Martin Luther King's birthday Monday. So, but happy New Year's to everybody. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope everything goes well for you guys. You guys take care of yourselves and each other. Stay out of trouble. Make sure you keep taking your daily dose of red pills. And for God's sakes out here, share the damn video. Make somebody else's day. Share it in multiple Facebook groups, Twitter, or what have you. You understand? All right. This man made some terrific content, and I want to let you guys know he influenced me like he influenced everybody else. I want to say thanks to the chat because they actually put me up on knowledge about a lot of other fellow YouTubers that did pass away and some that are still alive, that really influenced us in the red pill space and then also the MGTOW space, and also the passport space, So anyways, we do have options, don't have to deal with this shit. So right now, the biggest solution right now that's growing and it's trending hard is get your passport, get your money together, make sure you got good cash flow, travel across seas, man. Go to another country, man. That's probably the best solution right now. Just sitting here with a rock hard dick, jacking off and complaining about women can only last for so long, man. You got to see other options. You got to explore before you leave this planet, man, for real. And if it's going to take you a while to travel, hey, it takes you a while, man. Some of us got kids, some of us got businesses, some of us got jobs, and we don't have the same responsibilities as the next person, that can actually just up and go whenever they want to. So you got to weigh that out. Apparently there's some people in the passport movement, they don't understand that shit, but I'm letting you know right now. So anyways, you guys have a good night. Take it easy. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure, press that subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. I appreciate it. Take it easy. Peace. Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement Channel.